You know, there's been a lot of national spots lately.
Injector cleaner for $8. Plus, earn double O rewards points for a clean, lubricated, more fuel-efficient system.
Does that affect you at all?
Today, or visit O'Reilly Auto.
No, it's just odd.
According to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. So, 82% of you listening will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. 82% of you will note that if you're hiring...
What you thinking, Thomas?
Oh, not that I was looking at
4 out of 5 employers who post
the news.
a quality candidate within the first day.
Fox won't let that Afghanistan go.
For free, but
I'll tell you what's interesting. Whatever your thoughts are on abortion, pro-choice or pro-life, it's interesting that the Supreme Court let the Texas law stand.
That's great.
It basically outlawed abortion after sweeps, and then gives people
just take it down.
right to enforce it. So you can turn in your
But
neighbor
YouTube's okay?
if you know that she...
Wait, there's a law in Texas that outlaws it after 6 weeks?
Yes. That the Supreme Court did not rule on.
Well, the Supreme Court said they just kicked it down.
Well, they just let it stand.
Yeah, they said it's fine.
Right.
Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets are
But
the only
one thing, regardless of...
But when they do that,
what's that mean?
are they
It means
saying-
that when you want undeniably
They're not. They're saying we're not going to do anything. We're good with what the other court said.
Chicken nuggets now.
They're not saying nothing.
Wendy's.
Right.
So they could look at it later.
But Texas now has a law that prevents after 6 in Roe v. Wade.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. So we got a call from Jesse saying, I have Cigna. In fact, I had Cigna last year and I have Cigna this year.
And he's saying that Cigna, after the new Cigna was implemented for 2021, they kept billing for the old Cigna carried over from 2020 until he discovered it. It was 5 months of billing amounting to $4,600. So during that time, he in essence had 2 Cigna plans, a carryover from 2020 and a brand new one from 2021. Jesse, who sold you the new Cigna plan?
The first Cigna plan was through Integra, which I appreciated. They're awesome to work with. The second one was through a different broker.
Okay. I'm curious why you went to a different broker?
No good reason. Lesson learned. I'm going to work with.
No, I mean, I'm just curious. So I'm not.
It was not a convenience.
Okay, so you went to a second broker. Now, did the second broker say to you, "Okay, we're going to implement this new Cigna plan, and you need to sign this to cancel your old one"?
No, they didn't tell me that. In fact, Cigna sent a letter back in October that said, "We're going to renew your plan unless one of the following occurs. You select a different plan." So I assume based on that, when I selected the new plan with Cigna, that they would know to cancel the old one.
Okay. Now let's talk to Integra Insurance, who, by the way, we use as our expert. They just happen to be the ones that sold you your first plan and had nothing to do with the second. But I will tell you this, had they sold you the second one, the first one would have been terminated as needed, and they would have instructed you how to do that. So what goes on now, Jared, with Integra? What happens now that they've collected $4,600 from him and they don't seem to care? They won't do anything about it.
Well, there is avenues to fight this. Always fight it through the administration. We can help with that. With the old plan, the new plan, we cannot, of course. So I don't know. Did you get it through Connect for Health, or did you get it off exchange?
The new one.
Off exchange.
The new one. That's why. Okay. So was the old one on the exchange?
It was through Integra. I don't know if it technically went through the exchange or not. I get the sense that it did, since Connect for Colorado was the one who contacted me with Cigna letterhead.
Okay. So we're just going to have to fight this through Connect for Health to see if we can get that money back. It's going to be a long It's going to be a little bit, but
why? If he can show he had another policy with Cigna, why would it be so difficult to refund the double payment?
It's not actually Cigna. It's we're going to have to fight through Connect for Health.
Now, why is that?
Because the carriers have to listen to Connect for Health. So they're when you go through Connect for Health, the administration kind of they kind of wipe their hands of it, the Cigna, and now it all falls on Connect for Health. So Connect for Health has got to backdate it to cancellation of January or December 31st of 2020.
So small claims would do no good?
Well, what's there to go to?
Well, that's what Jesse originally emailed us about, taking Cigna to small claims to get his money back.
That's exactly what I do. I would sue Cigna in small claims court for whatever. They're going to have, and all this guy's got to do, I don't care about the Connect for Colorado. If Cigna's taking his money, that's all that matters.
But Connect for Colorado, I think, took the money, right, Jared?
No, they didn't.
No,
so this is where Connect for Health is the middleman. They're the ones, the only way he can cancel his plan is through Connect for Health. Cigna cannot cancel it. They have to listen to Connect for Health.
Well, it sounds like it's been canceled, but it's getting the refund that's
I don't
big
think
issue.
it was. I don't think it was canceled. I
thought he said he stopped the auto pay and that.
It was canceled.
Yeah, but he didn't officially cancel it with Connect for Colorado. He didn't cancel it. Would you explain, Jared, why do people assume when they start a new policy the old one's automatically canceled?
Well, you would think since Cigna has two names, it would automatically be canceled. But since there's two different entities signing him up, so he has one through Connect for Health and one directly through Cigna, right? And they, for some reason, they don't correlate that, and this has happened many, many times. So we have been able to get people's money back. It just takes some time.
You know, we can help. And Jesse, I'm not trying to chastise you for going outside of Integra. I'm just curious why you didn't call them back and say, hey, what's out there for next year?
Yeah, they're scheduling with a little backed up, and I got impatient, but I will be more patient.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because they've been a delight.
They were busy, and so the person or people. How did you finally connect? What did you use to buy the new plan? Did you use an agency?
Yeah, it was a different broker altogether.
Well, what does the broker say to you right now that this is happening to you?
I haven't talked much about this to the broker because I was able to cancel it through Cigna, through the Cigna account, and Cigna was taking the money, so I've been trying to deal with Cigna directly.
Okay, I would let Integra take a shot at it, but I would also go back to my broker and say, look, this should have been canceled, and it wasn't.
And Tom, I guess what I was saying, and unless I was unclear, in case I was unclear, is I know it didn't originally get canceled, but when he realized he had been double billed, they stopped double billing him, so they must have canceled the other plan if they stopped double billing him.
They did. Now,
so it's just
they did.
Why it's such a hard time getting the refund now that they realized it was a mistake?
Because they canceled it as of the date that he notified them. They didn't backdate it, and that's what Jared is trying to say. That no one ever gave them notice back to the date it was, because Connect for Colorado is the one that would have notified them. Is that right, Jared?
Correct.
Okay.
And then they send it every year, so you can get automatically renewed. If you don't tell us or you don't tell Connect for Health, they're just going to automatically renew you.
Now, here's the other thing. They have a reasonable argument that no one told them. But now that they know, and they would have never double paid, so it was payment made for nothing. So they go back to the time he actually signed up with the other one. I think a refund is due. The thing is, Jesse, I would give Integra Health a shot at doing it. I would also go back to the broker, and you can always sue in small claims court. But it seems to me that, let's at least see if they can get your money back. Now, Jared, when you say it takes a long time, why does it take such a long time?
Just administration through, it's an insurance company. It's the red tape. It just takes a while. You know how.
Do they have they have offices in Colorado? They no doubt have a presence here that he can sue.
I'd sue him, and they're going to give him his refund. I'm so sure of it.
Hold on. Jared, do they have a presence here?
Cigna, they do have. Yes.
Don't they
yes,
have
do.
to because they're licensed here, right? They have to have a
They're here.
registered agent?
Right. They do have a voice for Cigna here that I can contact, of course. But the real big issue is Cigna's going to just, even if you take them to small claims, Cigna will be like, it's Connect for Health. We listen to Connect for Health. We have to listen to
I understand,
everything.
but they still profited from it. We get it,
They
Mark.
did.
We get it. Small claims court. But the point is, that's not the panacea because it's still going to drag it on. I'm trying to do the quickest thing possible. I mean, Jesse, you should do all weapons at your disposal. If there is a local registered agent here, have them served with small claims. I mean, it's under $7,500. Just say that they unjustly profited from you. Even if they say it's for, they blame Connect for Colorado. It doesn't matter. Now that they know, that's what we're talking about, Jared. Not that it wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, even if they were right in doing it, they're wrong in keeping it. Can't we all agree on that, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I would do all avenues. Jesse, all avenues right now. You go to the county where, what county would he go in? Where he lives or where the registered agent is? Where would you go, Mark? We don't know. We got to find out
where the registered agent is. Sue him in that county.
So it's probably Denver, but find out, Jesse.
It's a slam dunk.
The number for Integra Health, 303-466-5500. And Jesse, do you want help with the small claims angle?
Yeah, I actually have their address, so I know where to serve
where
them.
is it? Where is it?
It's in Denver.
Good.
And who is the actual individual that I specify? And then how do I collect when I do prevail in court?
They'll write you a check.
No, they won't even get to court. They know that. They'll just research it and see that they owe you money.
And make sure you just write down breach of contract. That's it. Don't put in anything else.
They just took your money and they shouldn't have taken it.
This is Now, impact traffic from the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, I am seeing some slower traffic northbound I-25 approaching 104th Avenue. Maybe a problem spot there as far as an accident or stall, so just watch for that. Some slower traffic on westbound 270 passing over Vasquez. Eastbound I-270 through Commerce City actually in good shape right now with good speed. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a 30% chance for scattered thunderstorms today, a high of 90, tonight low 63. And then temperatures drop into the 80s for the rest of your week with a high of 84 tomorrow and a 40% chance for thunderstorms tomorrow. Currently it's 78. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets are the only verified spicy chicken nuggets in the game. What's that mean? It means that when you want undeniably delicious spicy nuggets, you want Wendy's, because nothing else compares. Get your Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets now at participating U.S. Wendy's.
GetFoundFast.com is a website where you can go and find out more about their services. They help businesses with their websites, and they help your website get found faster and to be more efficient when it is found. There are many elements that go into a website that make it viable, that make it friendly, user-friendly, and they can give you free advice. Now, of course, they'd love if you hire them to do ongoing service, but there is no obligation. First, get an analysis at GetFoundFast.com.
All right, if it tells you you need a sewer line replacement, you know it's going to be thousands of dollars. You need to get it double-checked. The great people at Master Rooter Plumbing, they'll come out, they'll run the camera, they'll double-check any sewer line issue for free, 100% for free, and hopefully they have good news for you and tell you you don't need it repaired, we can fix it. Master Rooter Plumbing, 720-434-3406, 720-434-3406.
Hey, Doc, I need to give him his vitals. He's gonna.
Noticing sinking concrete, interior floors, garage, patio. We can fix it. Call Advanced Contracting. 303-249-44.
So, your name, Kenneth.
Just put Ken there.
I've got COVID. Combat COVID helped me find a clinical trial so I can help find new treatments.
My mom tested positive for COVID, and I found a clinical trial that was right for her.
And
Tested positive. Visit combatcovid.hhs.gov.
Thanks to TNT Floorworks. You know, TNT Floorworks is your one-stop shop for all of your flooring needs. Just select the floor that you want, and TNT does the rest. Then you let you choose. All you have to do is admire the beauty of your new floors. Mention me, Michael Brown, and you get your new hard surface floors at wholesale prices with no markup. Visit TNTFloorworks.com. That's TNTFloorworks.com.
As soon as they come, anytime, as soon as they get me in here. That'd be great.
When I try to connect them both, it won't let me do it.
Where's the pain?
Oh, tell them it's radiating from the lumbar spine down to the right leg.
And it's easier to enjoy all of the great
Left, right.
Right.
Colorado is famous for when you're at your best. It's time to get a free consultation at Colorado's Clear Choice. Our doctors are leaders in restoring oral
All right, maybe what I could do. And it was suddenly onset, right?
Yes.
Appreciate all of life's pleasures, including our delicious local food.
Real quick, on this extended warranty follow-up, when you're like, there's extended warranty, that's not a big deal. That Monica gal from yesterday, but look, this is the first visit, or I'm sorry, this is the first visit in warranty to these folks, okay, on this date. But Kevin Culkin said, Tom, that this complaint here would not result in this fix here on the second visit where she's out of warranty by 1,000 miles, okay? So,
She's thinking that they have just found it, I would have had it fixed under warranty. I know, okay.
yeah, and it's not even the same, and then the whole, it's just a couple hundred miles out of warranty, it's 1,000 miles out. I think that's different, right?
1,000 and how much time out of warranty?
I think it was just 30,000 mile or 30,000 mile warranty. I don't know if there was a time on it. Did you need something?
Yes. For you, only at idealhomeloans.com.
She sent me this on my, she needs to call the main number. I just call her and see if she wants to talk. Yeah, I wrote down for you.
I know. I'm forwarding this voicemail to me.
If we had that fucking connection, dude, we'd never have a problem.
You have me.
One.
So I can listen to it, okay?
Yeah, new iHeart.
I'll take that.
Right.
Yes.
Did you use the big
Why
G?
is it so solid compared to ours?
They just redid it.
You gotta use the big G, not the little
I
G.
wonder what they did.
It's way more speed than ours, too.
The big G?
Yeah, you know your G-spot, Tom. You know about the G-spot, right?
You used to.
I wonder what they did and why we can't have that. You know, I mean,
We can connect right to it.
No, I mean, why did we? Didn't they unthrottle us at one time and give us a bunch of credit for the speeds we were getting in the past?
Yeah. And Comcast doesn't have any faster. These guys have other shit.
What do you mean Comcast doesn't have any faster?
Comcast doesn't have any upload speed faster than what we have.
What do you got?
Like letting the dog
23
struggles with chores like laundry or cooking.
41
Sometimes
like
it may seem
solid
like a
at
senior
home.
moment consistent
Well, I don't know, because we can't anymore. We get 200 down and 20 up.
You or someone
I
you know
get
is
800 down.
like these or other memory issues or mood changes. Talk to a doctor.
Yeah, that would cost. Well, yeah, we could probably get that. Be $1,500 a month.
NCI and
Really?
Well, of course not, because we're commercial.
Yeah, you guys, okay, that does make a difference.
It makes a huge difference. I mean, right now we spend $300 a month. What do you spend over at home? Like 100?
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Listen, we did do some investigating for Monica, and we really need to talk about that. Okay? Monica, you called in. You said you bought a car that had an extended warranty on it, and you bought it, you said the extended warranty was a 2013 Ford Edge. You bought it from the Sharpest Rides a couple years ago or a year ago. You said basically you went to a garage that they recommended for your extended warranty. You went to Auto Station, and you said you complained about a noise, and they didn't find anything wrong. But then you said after it was out of warranty, you had a problem. And the problem cost you some repairs. You said you were just out of warranty. Now, the repairs that you had done after it was out of warranty were how much?
So we took it to a problem. We took it to them with a problem, and they never found what we were talking about. And so afterwards, when they kept telling us they couldn't find anything, I told my husband we needed to get tires for the vehicle. We took it to a different place to get tires put on, and this was just after the warranty was up. We, thought that the vehicle, that maybe I'm just hearing things. We took it to Pep Boys to get tires put on, and they said had that shop just took the tires off or even lifted it and wiggled the tire, they would have seen that there was a serious problem with my front passenger tire.
Okay.
They said they didn't even have to look hard.
Okay, let me explain something to you. We looked into this, and we talked to our auto experts. You were 1,000 miles. It was 1,000 miles out of warranty when you went to Pep Boys. It wasn't just out of warranty. It was 1,000 miles.
Well, it was just under warranty when we took it to them the very last time.
I know, but it was 1,000 miles over when you said Pep Boys found this problem. And we went to an independent expert, Kevin Calkin, has nothing to do with AutoStation. Kevin said that the original noise that you heard and the complaint that you gave while it was under warranty, there is a clunk noise, blah, 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 would have had nothing to do with the problem that was ultimately fixed. He said that problem that they ultimately fixed, how much did you, well, this is what he's telling us. He's saying that they were two different items, and that thing that you heard it has nothing to do with what they fixed.
And he specifically said, because she had stated in the original complaint with the first shop that it was going over speed bumps and stuff, he said generally with the wheel hub complaint on the second invoice would be when you're accelerating, you would hear noises and stuff, not slowing down, going over speed bumps.
And he said that anyway, so here's the problem we have. To try to get the warranty to pay for something 1,000 miles later that doesn't seem to be related is different than getting them to fix something when you were just over warranty and you had complained about it under warranty. That was I want you to know that our guys took a lot of time to look at these invoices, and they just feel like it doesn't look connected at all to them, and it was 1,000 miles, more than 1,000 miles later. Actually, it was 1,000 miles after the warranty.
And like 3 months apart.
And 3 months later.
Here's the thing, Tom, is the way that they put it into that paperwork is not the way that I explained it. And it's the exact same noise because I've been hearing it the entire time I'm driving it. It's just that when it first started happening and I was taking it to the shop, it wasn't all the time. And I didn't tell them that it was just over speed bumps. I told them when I'm turning, when I'm accelerating, when I'm driving. The only thing they typed in to give it a quick definition was they put clunking. I told them metal grinding sound like a creaking metal. That's what I told them. And I asked them to look at drive it first to hear if they
said they did a ride-along with you. They said they did a ride-along.
And they couldn't duplicate the problem.
Yes, but here's the thing is it only happened every now and again at first. But I was the everyday driver.
Okay, so here's the point. Here's the point. You're making the claim that because you complained about this under warranty, it was connected to the ultimate repair that happened thousands of miles later and 3 months later.
We didn't get it repaired.
You didn't?
We didn't get anything
She declined repair.
Are you still driving around with it?
She's driving her mom's car.
Here's the thing. Is they never fixed it because they never even bothered to take my tires off.
I'm talking about Pep Boys. When you went,
Pep Boys didn't fix it.
Okay.
Pep Boys only changed my tires and seen.
What I'm saying is the warranty company is not going to pay for it because it's too far apart and different than the original complaint. That's all I'm saying is that, and when we asked Kevin if he thought it was fair, he thought it was fair because he thinks it's too far of a stretch to have that hub being loose like that. He said if that hub was loose like that long ago, you couldn't have driven around that long with that, doing that.
It is horrible, and that's why I'm not driving around. But that's the point is they say on their sign that they'll do bumper to bumper 100% check, and my husband told them when they took the vehicle last, I need you to look at every single thing because there's something wrong with the car.
Have we ever called the Auto Nation, the Auto Station?
They never even took the tires off. They said they never even
say
took
what, Tom? It's been 5 months. Like, are they even going to remember? I mean, it's just a lost cause, Monica.
Listen, Monica, we're trying to help you, but this is not like it happened the next day, and it's not like it just just saying that it's the same problem doesn't make it so. Okay, it really doesn't make it so. The only other thing I can say is possibly if we had maybe Norris look at it, but you may have to pay for that diagnostic. Listen, Monica, you're trying to build a case against the warranty company. You're trying to say that the shop that examined it while it was under warranty missed it, and as a result, you had this complaint. And you're saying they're both the same. And it was three.
She needs to prove it in court, then, Tom.
I know, but what I'm saying is at least get some information. What we have here are two different complaints, and you said now that auto station wrote it down wrong. It's not. If it was maybe even a little closer together, or the symptoms were similar. When you went to Auto Station, here's what I need to know. When you went to Pep Boys and they found this problem 3 months later, when you were driving around, did you hear the noise all the time?
Yes.
Okay, so you went to get tires at Pep Boys and said, by the way, I keep hearing...
I didn't tell him anything. I didn't say one word about the issue that I was having. I went in there and I told him I need tires.
Okay, and then when
they came back when I went to the...
Why wouldn't you if you're hearing all these terrible noises?
So you went to get tires, and what happened? They took off the tire and came and told you there was play in it?
Yeah, they told me you've got horrible play, and I said I just wanted to see if you said anything about it because I had already known the problem was in the front right
But see,
tire.
I'm going to tell you, okay, all right. So basically, you didn't tell them, they found it, and you claim it's the same exact thing that was 3 months or 1,000 miles before.
Same noise, just more consistent.
I don't know. I don't know how you prove that it was the same problem and should be covered under warranty 1,000 miles later. Because our own guy who doesn't have a dog in this fight says it doesn't sound like it would be the same thing. Now she's saying he didn't write it down correctly at Auto Station.
Why did she tell us that before?
I don't know.
Tell your smart device.
Every time we talk to her, it's a moving target. I swear she changes her story to fit the circumstance.
And there are some things we just can't fix.
I mean,
unfortunately,
she says it's the same problem. She just fucking says it. That's it. It's the same problem. It should be fixed.
Sponsored by Wendy's.
From the Veterans Sports Traffic Center, some slow-moving maintenance trucks causing delay on northbound I-25 approaching 104th Avenue. Your slow traffic starting around 84th. That is it for I-25 problems right now. Other than that, traffic is moving along well on I-25, I-70, pretty much up to full speed now between I-225 out to the Golden area. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, 30% chance of...
she's very strident in her attitude.
High of 90. Nice low 63, and then temperatures dropping.
Strident is the word you want to use?
Yes.
But man, I have to tell you something. We have complainers that fucking do that. I swear to God, they change their story to fit the circumstance. They do.
And sometimes we just can't help.
Wendy's, because nothing else compares. Get your Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets now at participating U.S. Wendy's.
If you're looking for countertops and you want a great experience, the Art of Granite. That's where you get all
materials at wholesale, whether it be granite or quartz or marble or any solid surface or man-made material, you'll get it wholesale at the Art of Granite. Another thing you'll get is tear out and haul away free of the old stuff, and the bathroom vanity free when you do the kitchen. The Art of Granite will even give you prices on the phone because they're proud of their prices. The Art of Granite is the place I recommend for your granite, stone, or whatever you want for your countertops. Call and get a price. Describe the job, 303-386-5919, 386-5919. With real estate transactions, there's a bunch of paperwork. So many things go and turn out to be a problem later on. You can have your documents reviewed by a real estate attorney for just a few $100 compared to the many hundreds of thousands you're spending at the closing. If you need some documents drafted up, some agreements, maybe you're buying a property with someone and you're unmarried, you just want to do a partnership agreement. You need one. Don't just buy a property and think the deed's going to say it all, or the loan. Also, if you're selling a property and you hold the paper, you need special documentation. I recommend O'Brien Legal Services, a real estate firm, OLSlaw.com. That's OLSlaw.com, and that's 720-370-7388.
It's the perfect time to plant trees during the Tree Farm's 50 cent tree sale. Buy the first tree at regular price and get a second tree for only 50 cents. Choose from thousands of carryout-sized shade trees, flowering trees, evergreen trees, and more.
Well, these guys are hitting it hard. They got a spot every 15.
Is this the growth season for them?
It's probably the time to sell everything before winter.
Yeah, it's the 50 cent and half off season for them.
Pardon me. I think we only have a couple minutes left when we come back for the top of the hour, but I have a new referralist number on. I don't know if you want to wait till after 11 to bring her on or what, and she has a screening deal.
We won't have her. Give her enough time.
I'll tell her.
It's also an effective way to eliminate debt or access cash. You can pay off credit card balances, personal loans, even fund home improvements. You know what else? When you choose American Financing, like I did, you don't have to pay upfront or hidden fees. There's no pressure, no obligation, and you don't have to reset your loan term. You can choose any term, 10 years and over. So you're not
You wouldn't even try to fish an Ethernet from that room over there to this room. Just tiles up and come across and drop in. Why not?
They'd kick me out of the fucking building.
Okay. If that's why.
That'd be it.
You can't ask them for a dry Ethernet.
I've asked so many times I can't even say it. There's one engineer in the state now, dude.
And Blue Sky CBD, the more that I am aware of how much it is helping, the more I like it.
There used to be like 6 in the building.
I used that shoulder injury recently. I continue to use
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can imagine.
We got to use tinctures in the
I've seen the closets. They look like they could
But now what I've
do
really
some nice stuff.
is the sleep gels. I've always had.
They did run a cable.
I take one of those sleep gels about 30 minutes.
And because they just went to a normal punch down and then brought into another cable, it was only 10 megabytes. So it wouldn't go over 10 at all. It was actually slower.
It really creates great energy boost. You get 30% off your first order with using.
See here right now, you see how the saying,
and there are things that,
that
I really
measures we took for the pandemic, we had the
lowest
flu season anywhere ever.
CBD at Blue Sky.
Therefore, they feel that ongoing, we should treat every flu season with vaccinations and masks and social distancing. So you wait, it's never going away. Every single year. Kids will never be without masks again. I'm going to tell you that.
Our old neighbors bought 6 tickets to a concert in Vail, and they just found out that they have to have the vax to get in, so they're trying to get refunds on the tickets.
And they're anti-vaxxers?
That particular family.
How about they just don't want vaccination? It doesn't make them anti-vaxxers.
No, but they happen to be anti-vaxxers.
Okay. But there are plenty of people who have plenty of fucking vaccines, but they don't want that one.
That's right. And those people I do not consider anti-vaxxers.
No, they're not.
These particular people don't do any vaccines. One that blows me away that they didn't get for their kids is, what is it, the PBR or the...
Oh, the measles, rubella.
Yeah.
Because that can give you cervix cancer, all kinds of shit.
Oh, you mean on the Gardasil? The HPV vaccine?
HPV.
Yeah, the Gardasil.
Like, if you don't have that vaccine, most people fucking actually have that, right?
What?
No.
You mean the HPV?
HPV. Like, what's a percent? More than 50% of the country?
No.
Oh, no?
No.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Don't forget RealCBDThatWorks.com. for pain, inflammation, for anxiety. RealCBD.works.com. Use Tom in the promo code and get 30% off. 30% off. RealCBD.works.com. Okay, listen. Here's what I suggest for Monica, who really believes that the first shop missed it while it was under warranty, and as a result, the second shop found it when she was out of warranty by 1,000 miles in 3 months. Our mechanic says they don't seem to be related, the complaint, compared to with what she had done. She said they wrote the complaint down wrong. Now, we hadn't heard that until today, and it seems to be a moving target, that when we bring something up. Now, I know her frustration because she was just complaining about a metal noise, and now she has play in her tire, and she has to get it fixed. All I can suggest is this. If she wants to pay for a diagnostic from SOS Inspections, she can do it. And see if Norris can find a connection. Because truly, if a shop missed something while a car was under warranty, and the shop was a preferred shop of the warranty, I would go back to the shop, or I would go back to the warranty company to see if we can get coverage. Now, Jim says he gave his Social Security number out. Jim, I'm going to take you next. Now, where did you give your Social Security number?
Okay, guys. Yeah, thank you.
Just tell me, where did you give it? Where was it? On the telephone?
Okay. Yes.
All right.
I intended to call my Chase Amazon credit card yesterday to question a charge.
All right, hold on, and I'll come back to you, Jim. I just wanted to get the beginning of it, and Dustin wants to talk about a mortgage ripoff.
Michael Lewis, GMM.
The Social Security thing is simple. All you need is a credit freeze, a port alert, and he's good to go.
So now they're talking about a Twindemic. Every year in flu season, we're going to have COVID rearing its ugly head along with the regular flu. They call it the Twindemic. So don't say goodbye to masks. They will be with us for the long run. Hey, that's it. That's what they're saying.
Well, I remember when I was in high school.
So Ken, I just got a chance to listen to that voicemail.
Yeah.
So this is a new call. She's never been on the air or anything. Right. Okay, that's why I thought it was a follow-up when I was originally taking it.
Our mother apparently gave her my home number.
Nice.
Which is not nice. I told her to call the show.
How does they know your home number?
Oh, because, occasionally I call people in the evening or in the afternoon to try and work on an issue. And they have my home number. But you would think that they would use it intelligently and not just give it out to their daughter.
John Fuller had one of our listeners call one time at like 3 a.m. in the morning. And I forget
who?
Call
him?
Yeah, like at 3 a.m. And I'm trying to remember what it was about, but it had nothing to do with a personal accident or injury.
I swear that I had a woman call me who met at a party. She called me about 2 a.m. because she didn't want to disturb her doctor because her doctor would be mad at her. But it's okay to call me. Can you believe that?
I do.
How did she have your number?
Well, we met at a party and my wife and her got along. And she said, let's get together for dinner or something. And so she called me at 1 a.m. because she's having a problem. And she said, well, if I call my doctor, he's going to be mad at me.
God damn.
This thing is annoying.
We've moved on from D to what? Columbia?
How the fuck are we going to do this network thing?
The number of black-owned farms in the U.S. dropping from 925,000 to fewer than 36,000, according to the Department of Agriculture's latest farm census. And only about 1 in 100 farmers working those fields is black.
That's weird.
You could try a range extender as a point of presence and log in on, see what kind of speeds you get out of that, and then off of their network. And then, then we're still off our cameras, so we got to get our cameras on the same network.
Yeah, that's the issue.
That would work for these in here.
What?
A wireless access point, okay, logged into their network with a with a small switch on it. Okay.
A wireless access point.
Wireless access point.
That we take and we log into iHeartGuess. How would we log into it? Wi-Fi?
Yeah, Wi-Fi. Log into it with Wi-Fi.
Okay.
If you've got a good connection, then it'll be as fast as that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say it logs into it. Then what?
Then you plug into that. Either it'll have multiple ports on it or have one port.
And then plug the cameras
into switch it and then just plug the cameras into that. Okay. Then we could log into that. Okay. So now we're on the same network, same hub, right there with the cameras.
So, but the cameras, would they be seen by?
Nobody will see them that knows them. They might be seen on anybody scanning their Wi-Fi network would see it. Would see the cameras.
Huh.
I kind of actually did that at home.
So we would have the wireless. So you go into the access point, and you tell it to connect.
Yeah, the access point becomes a range extender.
Yeah, but I'm thinking internally though, when you plug the cameras into that,
they're going to get their IP from it.
Okay. From what network? The access point or from the iHeart network?
If you give the access point, if you turn up the access point's DHCP, then it'll generate the IP address. It'll be connecting to them. So the connection side, next side will be the iHeart IP, and your subnet would be your IPs, your set of IPs.
So send it. Yeah, this does. I'm just curious real quick. You made me think of that last trouble ticket I put in trying to get the cable run. I'm not so sure I ever even checked it out.
So what is that indictment that came down for Elijah? Is that Elijah McClain?
For what?
Oh, you mean the one that they just announced?
Yeah, what is that?
I guess it was
What happened?
some police brutality that was put under the rug, and now they had a special investigator.
Oh, what did they say?
That there was an indictment.
Right.
Elijah, is it Elijah? When did this happen?
A couple of years ago.
Elijah McCain?
Yeah.
It was 18, right? 2018.
I think, yeah.
So what happened was the prosecutor declined, but then he turned around and said, we'll do a grand jury and let them decide, right? And I think the grand jury decided today. My question is, what did the grand jury decide? Did you hear?
Yes, there was an indictment.
There was an indictment.
I'm trying to figure it out.
And then what happened? I don't even remember what happened to the kid.
He died.
Well, how though? He got shot?
The police grabbed him. The police kind of roughed him
there
up,
he is.
and
Okay,
then
Elijah McCain indictment.
And then they gave him.
Five people are named in the indictment, including Aurora police officer. And paramedics.
Yes, they shot him up with the.
And he wasn't even the guy, was he, or was he?
No, he was on his way home. Okay.
He didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong.
So they got him down though, and they shot him up with whatever, which is supposed to calm him down, but it killed him.
Shapiro is one of the most interesting, informative, and impactful public intellectuals working today. His new book is called The Authoritarian
32 count indictment. I'm with it. 2 police officers.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
I am all the way with it, from the video of the police stop all the way through. I mean, that poor kid.
He looks like he was like a just.
He was well known as an introvert. Okay.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Well, what's going on in your life? A total of 5 people are named in the indictment in Elijah McClain's murder. A grand jury returned a 32-count indictment against 5 people, which include current Aurora officer Randy Redeema, current officer Nathan Woodyard, former Aurora officer Jason Rosenblatt, and then they have a couple paramedics. This is pretty serious. It's criminally negligent homicide. So this was a case that got a lot of attention in the media. And then they thought, you know what, let's let a grand jury decide. And a grand jury did decide. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Elijah McClain was a young black man, and he was killed after his encounter with police. And I believe, Talib, he wasn't even the actual suspect, was he? Was it a mistake? It was a mistake, right? To begin with, mistaken identity, or he was just a suspect, right?
He was walking home from a store with a bag of goodies, so to speak.
Okay.
I don't know if the police were looking for someone, but they did stop him.
They stopped him.
And it escalated.
They threw him to the ground.
Yep.
And put him in a carotid hold where paramedics, and then paramedics sedated him.
Yep.
Wow. Then he died in the hospital 3 days later.
Yep.
He looks like just a young kid.
He was a sweetie, well known.
23-year-old. It made a lot of news. Geez. And the former 17th Judicial District Attorney declined to charge any of the officers involved. And then, of course, the city of Aurora has since banned the use of ketamine. And anyway, that's what's going on. 303-713-8255. I want to talk to Dustin, who's been waiting a while, about a mortgage ripoff. Go ahead. What's going on, Dustin?
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Very good. What's happening with you?
So we applied for a loan with a couple lenders here back in early June, mid-June. And
what kind of loan are you looking for? Just a regular home loan, 30, 15, what?
Yeah, just a 30-year purchase on a home loan.
Okay, so you applied for a purchase money loan, and what happened?
Talked to a couple lenders, and after doing some research and talking to a few of them, we decided to go with this guy because he told us he can get past a couple of conditions, student loan conditions, IDR.
Who did you decide to go with?
U.S. Mortgages on Havana.
U.S. Mortgages, okay, and what happened?
Basically what happened is, everything seemed to be going smoothly. We got all our information over to them in a very, very timely manner. He said everything's good. We were on the week of closing, clear to close. He was well aware of our earnest money deadline, which was, I think it was 3 days before closing. Closing was on July 16th, which would put that at, I think, Wednesday, I believe, earnest money deadline, to cancel loan, get your earnest money back. We had clear to close that week. They came back the day before with some issues. There was a tax transcript issue. So they said, we don't know if we can get past this condition of the 2020 tax transcript. So our transcripts were not released yet by the IRS at this point. So they were having multiple conversations. Can we get past this? Can we get past this? He said that he was talking to underwriters trying to get confirmation. At one point, he said he now has the owner involved. The owner gave the approval. But my question is, I don't think the owner has the authorization to give approval for a federal guideline.
Well, I don't even know what you're talking about, Dustin. Approval for what? What are you talking about? I mean, you're saying that the day before closing, the lender said we're having a trouble getting your 2020 tax transcript.
Yep, correct. So the major issue that week was the 2020 tax transcript.
I understand, but what owner gave approval? What do you mean the owner gave approval? What does that mean?
the owner of U.S. Mortgages, the owner of the brokerage, gave the approval to go ahead and proceed with closing.
Okay, well, I don't know if they can do that either, but if they said go ahead with closing, what did he have in mind? If he's a broker, he's not funding the loan. If he was a mortgage banker, he could have done that. And then the worst case scenario is he would have been stuck with it rather than be able to place it on the open market. So I don't understand what consequence was there. Did they close the loan?
They did not close the loan. We lost our earnest money. They pushed.
So wait, the owner said, the owner of U.S. Mortgages says go ahead with the closing, but then they did not go ahead with the closing.
They did not go ahead with the closing. Nope. So there was a number of other issues that came up instead. So they said, well, now we can't use the original lease payment, your vehicle lease payment. That has to be calculated differently. Then they said, well, we cannot use your original student loan agreement that we discussed in the beginning because the underwriter is now looking at your file with a microscope. And I got to the point I said, you guys did something wrong. You made a lot of mistakes. The loan processor was ultimately fired or he quit right in the middle of our loan. Now the originator...
No, I get it, man. I get it. I get it. This sounds like incompetence for sure. So as a result, you lost your earnest money of how much?
$5,000. So
now, why is that? Did they not sell the house to someone else? Tell me why you lost your money.
Yep. So what happened is they try to push back closing multiple times to get these other things corrected that they originally told us were fine, and now they're not fine. They use overseas underwriters, so it creates a mess.
When were you supposed to close?
We were supposed to close originally July 16th. And then there's the issue with the tax transcript, and then all the other multiple issues that came up after.
You were supposed to close July 16th, and then
and then they moved it back to July 20th.
And did the sellers played ball with you, right?
The sellers played ball. They were, willing to work with us.
Okay, so wait, from the 16th it went to the 20th. Then what?
And then to the 23rd, and then at that point, they asked for another extension, and the seller finally said, you know what, we're not doing this. We're putting it back on market. We're walking away. They got a cash offer. Boom, house is gone.
Oh, my goodness. So then...
But you know what's even better than this, Tom? You know what's even better than this? We went to a different lender after this, and we're now in a home. They closed our loan. We're in a home today.
Wow.
Unbelievable, right?
So here's the thing. You called it fraud or ripoff or what?
I called it failure of fiduciary duty. Yeah. I called it misrepresentation.
You know what? You know what? It sounds to me like you have an excellent case for small claims court. How much was your earnest money? Was $5,000, which is right in line with small claims.
With small claims. Yeah. So here's the avenues I'm looking at, Tom. So I've talked to. I'm in insurance, so. I talked to their attorney. They got to the point they wouldn't even talk to me anymore. They said, reach out to my attorney. I spoke to their attorney. Their attorney called. Here's the best part. They already made a settlement. It wasn't the full amount, but their attorney said they're ready to settle for $1,500. And I said, nope, not acceptable. You guys failed miserably. The manager called me at one point and said he apologized profusely. He said, I am so sorry. These loans should never, ever go like this. This is a complete mess. I apologize.
It sounds like it. So what are they going to do for you?
So he said, after I declined their settlement, they want to refer it to their, errors and omissions insurance policy. And I said, you know what? Two things. You as an attorney, you already made a settlement. That's a big no-no to the insurance business and industry. You never make a settlement before filing a claim. You never want to do that. So he said, I'm going to refer to...
Well, actually, Dustin... That has nothing to do with it because what an insurance company would see is someone eager to settle a problem, and I think that we can disagree on that. So I don't know why you're holding that against them, that they made a settlement offer. That's neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with your case. What you need to figure out is what are you going to get?
Yeah, exactly. So the errors in insurance, they're obviously going to investigate. That's going to be a lengthy process.
Right.
They're going to review emails, this and that.
Yeah, that's why you should go directly to small claims court and get a judgment against them.
Right. So if we end up losing for some odd reason during small claims, are we still eligible to file the E&O claim? I'm looking at filing claims with DORA. I'm looking at filing claims with
Actually, if you lose the case, I don't know what that means. I mean, the errors and omissions would probably be nuts to pay you if you lost your case in court. I mean, it's a gamble, but why would you lose? If you show that they bumbled this thing and cost you $5,000, why would you lose?
Yeah, well, they said that their attorney would be present, so does that give me a right to have an attorney present as well? Is that...
Well, what do you mean? They can have an attorney there as a corporation, but I don't even understand. You want $5,000. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to try to defend themselves. What is their defense? You know, I mean, this is just a normal case. You're saying they bungled it. What did they do wrong?
They failed their fiduciary duty.
What did they do wrong specifically?
They should have told us that week. They said, we cannot get past this 2020 tax transcript issue. You need to terminate the loan. We went to talk to another lender, and they said, we cannot get past it. You know, this is something that we cannot get past. And I just thought that maybe they
should have told you that before the deadline. Would you have been able to get your earnest money back if they told you that?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, well, that's a good one right there. Why
you're going to have another professional come on and say that.
Yeah, why wouldn't they tell you that? Why wouldn't they say we can't get past it? Listen, I really believe that that's your closest place. Now, I don't mind calling U.S. Mortgages. Let's give it somebody and see if they'll do something. Hold on, and see, we'll give it to somebody.
It's not easy suing a professional.
Meet Patrick Peterson, owner of a Denver coffee shop. Business was normal until a coffee critic called it the best specialty coffee in the country. It was time to scale up.
This guy needs to pick up a deep breath and slow down.
I know, you're talking so fast.
I'm just exhausted listening.
First 50,000 spent and 1% after that. Now Patrick has some new ideas brewing. Built for business.
You know what's really funny is when callers have something that they feel is a big deal.
It's not more than AmericanExpress.com/bluebusinesscash.
Like what you said, they offer to settle.
ExcelRoofing.com as an excellent EXCEL, Excel Roofing. I recommend Excel Roofing because you don't pay a cent until you're content. And that's the motto that Jay Brett's built Excel Roofing with. And Excel does an excellent job at every aspect of the roof, whether it's a repair, normal maintenance, or a complete replacement from insurance, of course, or if you just need to replace it because you're selling your house or you just bought a house and you need to put a roof on it. Whatever the situation, Excel Roofing is the company to go with. Now, here's the point. Excel Roofing has been doing business for many years with 30,000 satisfied customers. On my referral list, the first roofer at referrallist.com. ExcelRoofing.com. Ideal Home Loans. We just heard this problem about the lender putting it off and praying and doing all that. Ideal Home Loans, they will come through for you. In fact, if you're ever in a situation where you're frustrated with your lender, Ideal Home Loans will take a free second look at your loan without any fees or upfront money at all. They'll just take a look at whatever package you have going, and if they think they can improve upon it, they'll let you know. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next ideal home loan. And I say it's ideal because they have pick your own term. They have the interest rate guarantee. They have the pre-approval, which is like a cash deal. In fact, if this caller had used a pre-approval, he would be done. Within days, you close. You get already approved before the house, totally approved. Call them and find out more. 303-867-7000 or idealhomeloans.com.
Liberty Mute.
I think Excel is a 60, but you might want to double check. I mean, I did 30, but I think it's 60.
You climb. All right, Neiman, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Honey, line one has been holding an hour. If you could just please take her after the break so I can dump her.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. I am Wes the Hill of Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash-out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those...
You know, I don't know why I bother with that backup drive. They never use it. They never use it.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yep.
Remember last time we didn't have one spot,
right?
Settlement, lender, and reporting fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Follow supply. Equals lender.
Hey, it's Marty Lenz, and if you're thinking of selling your home, I know you have a lot of questions. Gay and Sarah with the Ribble Group, Keller Williams Realty DTC have your answers. It's no accident that Gay and Sarah sell 2 times faster and for more money when compared to other agents on average. You've been hearing me talk about their zero commission program where the buyer pays all of the commission, saving you, the seller, thousands of dollars, and how they will guarantee to sell your home at 100% of your list price or they will pay you the difference. This is how Gay and Sarah are getting their sellers top dollar every single day. Need to sell your home but not sure if you can find a new home to buy? The Ribble Group has exclusive listings you won't find anywhere else. Why just choose any agent when you can work with the very best? When you meet with Gay and Sarah, make sure you tell them that I, Marty, referred you. Call 855-407-SOLD, 855-407-SOLD, or online at gay, spelled G-A-Y-E, gayhasthebuyers.com. That's gayhasthebuyers.com.
This report is sponsored by Angie. Temperatures will climb to 89 today, with a chance of scattered thunderstorms this afternoon and evening that continues into Thursday. This is Fox 31's Pinpoint Weather Meteorologist Jessica LaBelle.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to care for your home. Use Angie to connect with tap-on service pros, see upfront pricing on hundreds of projects, and instantly book what you need done. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
Yes, your children have an amazing superpower. They can help save lives by not having playdates. That's right. By replacing get-togethers with virtual playdates and video chats, they can help slow the evil spread of germs. And if your superheroes do go outside, make sure they continue their superhero wing by staying 6 feet away from others to protect everyone in America land. Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
Denver's talk station, 630 KNOW.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget free insurance checkups. You should do one at least every 2 to 3 years. TheInsuranceHelpCenter.com, 303-996-9000. Insurance checkups to see what you have, what you're covered for, and if you can do better or if you have a great deal. 303-996-9000. Sherry is in Colorado Springs, I believe, and Big Bob's Flooring we're so happy to have because we get a lot of calls in the Springs for floor coverings. And how far north and south do you go, Sherry?
Oh, we go as far as Pueblo, as far as Castle Rock, just kind of stay in that circle.
Good. Now, what's the most popular flooring going right now?
The LVP and the LVT. This is luxury vinyl flooring.
Yeah, it's actually taken over, hasn't it, almost?
Yes, it's taking over a lot of the carpet business. It definitely is, I would call it an upgrade. People who have property management and homes want longevity. This is definitely going to give you a lot more longevity than carpet.
Yeah, it will, and it's pretty. The ones that I've seen, I actually have to get down and closely examine it to see if it's wood or not, because some of it looks so much like wood.
Yes, it very much looks like the real thing on your floor, and very true. You do have to really have an eye for it to know whether or not it's wood or not.
I had someone ask me, do they make LVT in any other shapes than the plank?
They do have a tile one that comes in the square tiles like the tile shape that you would have.
Yeah.
But yes, it does come
What kind of finish? Do they have any stone finishes?
Yes, it's kind of like a stone finish, a marble look, something that you would have like in a square tile look.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And what about waterproof LVT? Does it cost a lot more to do the waterproof one?
No, it doesn't. In fact, most of all of them do come either waterproof or water resistant.
Yeah, because I think the biggest problem we've had with laminate floors is people just don't take care of them right, and we get so many complaints about the blistering and about warping.
Do you guys do like a showroom model, or you guys actually go out to the customer's house, right?
Yes, we actually go out there, and we also do repairs at Big Bob's.
Oh, wow.
So if there's something that someone has that might be just needing a repair, So if the customer, we typically encourage them to keep, at least half a box to a box in their attic or basement.
Yes.
So a lot of these new LVPs and Ts, they actually can be popped out and new ones put in that location. Also, that just saves them a lot of money as well.
Yeah, it does.
These guys are super, super aggressive on pricing, too.
Really good pricing.
I think Big Bob's is probably the least expensive in the Springs.
Really? And you make house calls. So upon the initial phone call, do you make an appointment for someone's home, or do you have them come in?
We can go out and do a free estimate or measure for the customer, and then they can come in and make their selection. If somebody is homebound, they can tell us on the phone what they're looking for, and we can bring out samples to them, to their home, and see if there's anything that they like that we bring to them, and we can go again if there isn't.
Okay, and I understand you have a screaming deal for listeners right now.
I do, because here at Big Bob's, we have specials every day, and currently we have a special for your radio listeners.
What do you have?
We have 3 rooms up to 360 square feet installed with basic carpet, pad, and installation for only $649
Holy
as
crap.
long as supplies last.
That's cheaper than some carpet cleaners.
My God. I know it. I was going to say, don't have it cleaned, replace it.
That's great. $600 for 3 rooms? Is that what you said?
Yeah, 360 square feet. $649.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to give out that number. This is...
but it's only the spring, so Denverites, sorry.
Well, they go from Pueblo to Castle Rock. So, Big Bob's Flooring, and you can find them at referralist.com in the South area. So, it's Big Bob's Flooring, 719-391-9501. 719-391-9501. Thank you very much, Cherry. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks.
Now, as far as Dustin, I hope that we ended well with you and you get the picture. We believe that you could probably recover your money, but small claims court to me seems like the way to go. And you just, breach of contract, and as a result, they just flat out did not warn you about the pitfalls, which cost you $5,000. Did you have any, really, that's where I would start. Now, we will have somebody call them if you want us to. Do you want us to try to negotiate something?
Sure, yeah, why not? Anything to help with this point.
All right. Suze, who should we have try to negotiate this? Deputy Doc, you up for that? He's been listening. Bottom line is they kept putting you off and putting you off. You lost your earnest money. I think they should offer way more than $1,500 if that's the case. Hey, all right, Deputy Doc's going to talk to you and give him a call. Suze, get his information. Don't hang up, Dustin. What, Mark?
He's going to have someone in that line of work, another loan officer.
If he goes to court?
Yeah, that's going to have to be an expert witness.
Now, Mark, when you
have to have that.
Mark, when you went to small claims court or threatened to go, did you ever have to actually go to court before a judge? Ever? Or was it all settled?
I can't think of one
I think
time.
Everyone was settled.
Yeah, except for in my Goodyear days, I got sued a couple times, and they went all the way through court, and I won both times. But other than that, when I've sued people, I have settled every single time out of court. Even a couple times a day before, when I sued that hospital, I can't say which one, but the day before, they coughed up a settlement.
All right. Now, Jim, what's going on with you? And keep the calls coming. We'll solve your problems, answer your questions, and take your complaints. 303-713-TALK or 303-MARTINO. What's going on, Jim? You said you accidentally gave out your Social Security number when you went to pay a bill. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Hi, Tom.
Yes.
That's right. I called my Chase Amazon credit card yesterday to kind of question a charge. And I misdialed their number by 1 digit. I didn't know it at the time. A very official automated came on and asked me for my credit card, my number or my Social Security number. and I didn't know my account number at the offhand, so I entered my Social Security number, and then they said, "What's your zip code?" It sounded very professional, just like a credit card. And I entered both, and I did it twice, and then they said, "Well, sorry, we cannot find your account."
Good.
And they hung up.
Yeah. So
And
what's
I
the
thought that was
problem?
weird.
Knowing just your zip code, knowing just your Social Security, I don't think you have a lot to worry about. If you gave your birth date and Social Security, that might be something, because sometimes they do that to verify account information, to reset passwords and stuff. But you can always put a fraud alert or a freeze on your credit reports.
Yeah, Jim, let me give you a number. You have something to write
What
with?
is it for?
For the fraud alert.
Yes.
It's
And
800.
hold on, before you give out the number, explain what this is.
A fraud alert. I'm going to give you the number for Equifax. They will call TransUnion and Experian. They're going to ask you some questions, and then you'll receive a letter in the mail confirming the conversation and giving you a unique PIN number. From then on, if anybody tries to get a credit card, a loan, or a bank account,
Or anything that requires an inquiry,
they will have to provide that PIN number.
That's right. Now listen, so it's actually a freeze.
It's a freeze. No. A credit freeze prevents anybody from getting a copy of your credit report. A fraud alert prevents them from using information to get a credit card or get a loan in your name. Two different things.
A fraud alert, if there's a fraud alert on and you go to fill out a Costco credit card, for example.
You won't be able to.
You won't be able to unless you give the PIN number, right?
Correct.
Or what they'll do is they'll contact you.
Right.
In other words, Costco will contact you directly and make sure it's you.
And then with a freeze, it's an all-out freeze.
A freeze, you have no credit score. It comes back as frozen, zero.
Right. And then what you have to do is you have to go in and unfreeze it temporarily. I have a freeze on mine, on all of mine, so no one can get a credit report on me unless I unfreeze it.
Right.
But so either one would work for him, right?
I think a fraud alert is easier because it's all three and it's free.
Okay.
So just dial 800-525-6285. That's Equifax.
Okay.
And they'll take care of it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I do already pay for a credit monitor service.
Yeah, but this is
already.
different. This is different.
And this is
credit monitoring tells you what's going on. It doesn't stop it.
I don't know why you would do that anyhow. Pay for it.
And Jim, this is free. It's a free service, no harm.
In fact, I don't care about credit monitoring at all. What I care about is
you can get a credit report once a week now for free.
Honest to God.
Yeah, for right now. They're going to change it back to a year, but for right now, it's free each week.
It's so smart to do.
I go through mine every 6 months just to make sure there's not something weird there.
Yeah. 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now
888 after.
Today at 4, 6:30.
Or actually, wherever you want it.
Denver.
Want me to go first? Or in the middle?
Yeah. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Angie. From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, I-25 traffic seems to be delayed coming off of eastbound I-70. As you work your way southbound I-25, slowing from I-70 on down to Spear. There was an earlier stall at 20th that has been cleared. Now the rest of I-25 in good shape, no reported slowdowns on I-70. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a 30% chance for scattered thunderstorms today, a high of 90. Tonight's low 63, and then temperatures drop into the 80s for the rest of the week with a high of 84 tomorrow and a 40% chance for thunderstorms. Currently, it's 81. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 Hey How.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to care for your home. Use Angie to connect with top home service pros, see upfront pricing on hundreds of projects, and instantly book what you need done. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
Hey, we just talked about floor coverings. Let's talk about floor coverings around the Denver metro area. SimplyFloorsInc.com for all of your floor covering needs, all of them, whether it be luxury vinyl tile, planking or tiles, or carpeting, waterproof carpeting, hardwoods, engineered floors, whatever you need, they have it.
The good news is you go online, make your own appointment. Simply Floors Inc. That's INC, simplyfloorsinc.com. They'll come to your home with the best of the best, and they have the best prices. That's the most important thing. Simply Floors Inc., the best prices and the best installers, simplyfloorsinc.com.
Now check this out. Talking about great deals, how about you get a new furnace, a new air conditioner, a whole home humidifier, and I love this part, 5 years interest-free financing. 888heating.com. They're the folks. It's a great deal. It all starts at $8,500. 888heating.com. Check them out or go to referral list 888heating.com.
And that's why I love the art of granite when people are looking for countertops, because you don't have to know exactly what you want. Just explore. He does granite, he does marble, he does all kinds of different tops. In fact, anything that's for countertops he carries. Any solid surface, any stone. He's a direct stone importer. TheArtOfGranite.com. Now listen to this one. He'll also give you prices on the phone. So wholesale to you on all materials. Tear out and haul away's free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. So if you call with some square footage, he can simply calculate the fabrication and installation cost and give you a price. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919.
Do roller coasters...
Stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Labor Day weekend is right around the corner, and Rockies are at home September 2nd through the 6th. The smart man sees that as a prime opportunity for staycation and family and friends. Hot dogs and burgers on the grill, cold beer and sodas on ice. Great giveaways all weekend. Go to Rockies.com today.
You know, what is a COVID-19 clinical trial?
DuckDuckGo is making quite an impact. But not, they're going to go a long way. But man, this guy wants to take over. I don't think that'll happen, but I don't know, Mike. He's pretty strong.
Just select the floor that you want, and TNT does the rest. They deliver and install the product you choose. All you have to do is admire the beauty of your two floors. Visit me, Michael Brown, and you get your new hard surface floors at wholesale prices with no markup. Visit TNTFloorworks.com. That's TNTFloorworks.com, where they always do a dynamite job.
For 3 months, 50-cent tree fillers. Only one hand office serves the gift sales a year with thousands of carry-out size tree fitters. Easy to handle and easy to plant. While supplies last, buy the first tree at regular price and mix or match the second tree for only 50 cents. Thousands of shade trees, flowering trees, fruit trees, evergreen trees, ornamental trees, and more, also huge savings on shrubs and perennials. So 50-cent tree fillers.
235.
Imagine the scene. You're sitting on the couch, relaxing or watching TV, and you hear a noise by the front door. Your wife asks, "Did you lock the door?" So you pick up the tablet that's on the coffee table in front of you, open your control port, lock the door, video feed for 30 seconds later, and Electronic integration has unmatched customer service, support, and friendly expertise to help you make your home truly smart and a free $200 value remote with your control port system. You tell them you heard about it from me. Learn more at DIExperts.com.
Your YouTube crowd is something else.
What is?
I was just saying, your YouTube crowd is something else. I mean, they got an opinion or an attitude about every damn thing. Y'all hear me? I'm talking about you. They'd like you to get KOA to stop advertising Angie during your show.
Yeah. It's another national. There's a ton of nationals now.
Hi, Tom Martino.
Oh, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show, here to help you solve problems. GenesisSolarCO.com. They can do a solar evaluation of your lot in 20 minutes without even being there. All you have to do is say, I'm interested. It costs nothing, no obligation, GenesisSolarCO.com. Besides that, if you do decide to go with solar, you get all the tax benefits. As we near the end of the year, in a few months here, you can get all the tax benefits. You own the system, and they guarantee components for 25 years and performance for 25 years. They even write a check at the end of every year if they don't meet that performance. GenesisSolarCO.com, 303-474-4317. That's 303-474. Let me do that again. That's 303, Genesis, where is it? Anyway, GenesisSolarCO.com, 303-474-4317. Sorry about that. Now let's keep going here. Now, giving out your Social Security number alone doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's good to have a fraud alert if you need it. And a fraud alert is easy to put on your account. It would require a PIN number to unlock your credit report. That was one of the calls we got. Now we're going to go to Vanessa. Whatever's on your mind. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Vanessa, what's happening?
Hi. So my reason for calling is my husband and I had took our car to All-Star Car Rental and Mechanic Shop on Colfax in Yosemite, and they kept our car for almost a month, kept telling us, okay.
Now, why did you take it to All-Star to begin with?
Our car started messing up as we were driving it. It was only going 20 miles per hour, and it wouldn't accelerate any faster than that. And
it wouldn't go any faster. What year is this?
It's a 2004 Nissan Murano.
Okay, 2004. It sounds like it was what's called in a limp mode. But anyway, what did they say was wrong with it?
So they told us that we had to pay $70 to put it on a diagnostic test to see what was wrong with it, and they would call us back in the next day. So they put us in a car rental that we had to pay for while it was there. We got the car rental from that, I think it was like a Monday to Thursday. We paid $249. Then after that, they took longer, and they were charging us $150 a day.
Well, you didn't have to take the car rental. You can bring that. That's not mandatory, right?
Yeah, we didn't have to, but we didn't have a second vehicle, so
okay.
We needed.
So, are you complaining about the repair, or are you complaining about the rental?
So it was both. So they were overcharging us for the car rental and then keeping our vehicle, and then they called us and told us, okay, it could either be the engine or the timing belt. So they told us to pay them $586 to go in and start looking to see what was wrong with it to start the timing belt. Then he calls, okay, it's not your engine, it's your timing belt. So now we're going to fix the timing belt. You need to come in and pay for the parts. So we did that.
How much, listen, as far as the rental car, there's nothing I can do for you. As long as you rent that car, you have to pay for it, okay? But as far as the car repair, how much total have you paid so far in car repair?
Almost $1,300.
Okay. For $1,300, what have you gotten so far?
So they told us they were going to repair the timing belt and the water pump is what they estimated was wrong with it.
Okay, that's not terrible for that. If you got the water pump and the timing belt for that price, it's not terrible. And it's not the greatest price, but it's not terrible, $1,300. So did they get that done?
No. So we had to call him 3 different times.
Wait, so they did not do it. They said, we're going to do the water pump and the timing belt, and you paid $1,300, and they did neither.
No. When we picked up the car yesterday, it was doing exactly the same thing. It was only going 20 miles per hour. It wouldn't
Well, didn't they even take it for a test drive when they were done?
They said they did. My husband has him on camera when he walked in because we had so many issues with him. He said, you're on camera. I'm videoing you. because he stole
All
money
right,
from
listen,
a friend
Vanessa,
before.
here's what I care about. All that crap I don't care about right now. What I care about is you paid $1,300. Did they do the repairs, or did they just lie to you?
I think they lied to us.
So you
because it
don't
was
think they
doing
even
exactly-
touched, you don't even think they touched your car?
No. It was still making the exact same sound. It was still doing the exact same thing. And
what did they say about that? What did they say about that?
He told us, oh, my mechanic's not here right now, come back, but you need to take your car. And we're like, okay, what about the money we just paid you? It's not done. It's doing exactly the same thing. Are you going to give us our money back? Because the
How did you pay for the repairs? Did you do it on credit card?
We did it on a card.
Credit card?
It was he wanted us to pay him through Cash App each time.
Well, then you can't get your money back. So you're screwed. You should have done it through a credit card. So right now it comes right down to this. You paid $1,300 and you don't believe they did anything. Where's your car right now?
My car's parked outside of my house now.
And still not running. Still not running.
No, it took us 45 minutes to get home because it would only go 20 miles per hour.
I mean, this is unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable how many lying, cheating ripoffs there are, and every single day. I mean, did you ever see? Why did you pick this place?
Well, it was the only auto shop that was right there where our car started messing up, and we pulled in. And it had car rentals. So we were like, okay, we can get home. We can get the car fixed, get home. They seemed nice at first, and then as the time went on, it was the more issues that they kept giving us, and it'll be ready next week, and even
Suze, can we call? I mean, we got to call these people and just see if they'll come on. How long have you had your car now?
Since yesterday.
All right. And what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to call them back?
He told us to speak with his mechanic, but when we do call, he doesn't let his mechanic talk without him.
Who's the guy that you've been talking to? What's his name?
Sam.
Ben?
Sam.
Sam. And Sam is the owner?
Yeah, he plays like he's just an employee, but he's the owner.
Okay, we have to call this guy. Hold on a second. I just can't believe this.
So Mark, why does Tool Slayer even come on?
Tom, I missed one thing.
What's that?
That Tool Slayer even come on here? All these
Supposedly the timing belt and water pumping is doing
you guys got your favorite troll?
Oh, there's so
Did they say they replaced it? Well, that should be easy enough to check, right?
Yeah, grab me a water.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard is it to check the time belt?
Well, I don't know how you check it if the timing belt is replaced. You got to take it fucking apart.
What's that?
Yeah.
Timing belt.
Timing belts are expensive.
But we don't know if he actually did it.
Timing belt, water pump, and the
Well, that's my question. How hard is it to find out if the timing
You
belt
should
was
be able to
replaced?
see the belt pretty easy. Just take the timing cover off.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
But can you see if it's pretty new?
Yeah, definitely the belt. You can
Yeah.
tell if it's pretty old. I don't know if you can tell
I mean,
how new.
that seems to be a slam dunk. Let's find out.
That's easy. Kevin, any of those guys could probably, depending on the car, I mean, usually it's
Are
like
these
2
the
bolts.
trade right here? BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Blake Harris is the one to call for estate planning, and I recommend you do it. And don't ever wait, because everyone needs an estate plan. Let me tell you why. Because it protects your assets while you're alive from creditors. It also helps you plan ahead to protect your heirs. Now, you can do a trust that will remain in place even after you pass and into your beneficiaries' lives, your heirs, your kids, to protect them. Or you can do a simple will. Whatever it is, make your wishes known. Hey, even taking care of pets or medical directives. Whatever it is, you can ask
Blake Harris about it at 833-ASK-BLAKE. He'll answer your questions, and he won't charge you. If you do things flat rates, quoted up front. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. We're getting close to the time where I get my IV treatment. I do it monthly. You can do it monthly. You can do it every 2 weeks, whatever you want. Rocky Mountain IV Medics. Great people with a great product. They have IV therapy in your home. And it gives you IV therapy for the same price as you would pay at a normal bar, at a normal, hydration bar. But they come to your home. So you can be in the convenience of your home, or in my case, the office or even the studio here. RockyMountainIVMedics.com for hydration, medicine, vitamins for migraines. Maybe you have COVID, for getting over sickness quicker. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. Call or text for same-day appointments. 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155.
During the showroom's 4-day Super Labor Day.
So the kid that was killed with the ketamine, I remember the story now because I never realized cops carried that stuff. I found that very bizarre when I heard it.
Cops
No, the paramedics.
I know some cops carry it too, and some police. No.
Ketamine? Really?
Ketamine.
In some departments, you're saying?
In some departments. I don't know about Denver.
Denver does.
But I did not know that until I heard that story.
Wow.
Yeah, which was crazy. But what I forgot was that kid really wasn't doing anything wrong, right?
No, he was going
He was like going home.
from a store.
Yeah. That's crazy. Who did they think he was? Why did they get up in his business?
That's the part that's questionable. That's the part that's not clear. I don't have the details, but what I do know is from the video of the interaction with him and the cops was screwed from the get.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you the worst one, man. I still have such a mental picture of it. It's fucking unbelievable. I don't remember if the guy was homeless. Black dude, older guy. But he's literally in a park running away from the cop. And the cop fucking plunks him 3 times in the back, if not more. That was the most egregious fucking thing I think I've ever seen. It was fucking crazy.
But he did get charged with murder.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucker, I think he's gone. He's in jail forever, man.
Philando Castillo was pretty cool, too. The guy with his girlfriend and daughter with a concealed carry, and he told those cops, I've got my carry and I've got my weapons, blase, blase, blase. And they dumped him right there in his front seat.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was pretty tacky, too.
The one in the back, though, shooting the guy in the fucking back, man. It's just, there's something about plugging a guy in the back that's just fucking wrong in general. It's like that extra little fuck. The guy with the, who was the cop who just got convicted with the, he fucking kneeled on the guy's neck.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
George Floyd.
Yeah, Floyd was the guy that killed, but the cop, I mean.
Derek Chauvin.
He, no matter what, he should be in fucking jail or prison like he is. But, unlike the guy that plugged the dude in the back, I mean, at least I don't think he had, like, he didn't say, oh, I'm going to kill this guy today. He just was fucking dumb. He didn't give a shit anyway if you look at that video. He just didn't even give a fuck.
Tommy, I have that shop owner coming on.
Excellent.
Yeah, but he's
it's different than plugging
kind of
it
like
on the
you take me
fucking
now.
back, though.
So I was like, okay,
You
we'll
tell
take
me
it.
on his story.
Yeah, I said,
It's
we just
fucking
want to help
crazy.
this lady. Can you just talk to Tom about her car?
Yeah,
That's what I said.
There's something, indifference is different than to deliberate. But the outcome is the same.
Yeah, the outcome's the exact same.
But I think if you're indifferent, it's almost as bad.
What is
If you shoot somebody in the back as opposed to kneeling on their neck and you don't give a shit if they die,
Did they kneel on this guy's neck?
No. We're talking about George Floyd.
The guy you're talking about, they gave ketamine to, the new one.
But they had him on a carotid hold, though. Right?
I don't think so.
That's what it
I
said.
think the ketamine killed him completely. I don't know.
Okay, we got to go right to this shop owner. All-Star because he says he wants to talk about this. And Sam, we don't have a lot of time in this
hour, so if you don't get everything out you want to say, we'll call you right back. But
no, we have ready. We have ready.
Okay, so basically, go ahead. Vanessa basically said her 2004 Nissan Murano is exactly the same as before she brought it in, and she paid $1,300 for a timing belt and water pump.
Okay, first of all, the mechanic shop next to our we are not All-Star. We are UTD Auto Service. So maybe he confused with the sign.
Oh, hold on. So are you the one that worked on this Murano or not?
Oh, but you said that the name of the company is different than us.
Oh, okay. So you're not.
Well, they're not All-Star. She got that confused.
Okay. So
this is UTD Auto Service.
I get it. UTV Auto Service.
Yes.
Okay. And did you work on the Nissan Murano?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And she's saying she didn't get anything for the money.
Okay, here we go. They brought the car with a large noise in the engine, and they told that this noise is coming from the engine, so can you find out? So we found out that the engine need a timing, and we cannot check the compression until we change the timing and the water pump in the same time on that Murano to find out if the problem from the engine or it's going to be solved if we change the timing kit. Okay?
I get it.
After we told him it's going to be like 50% is going to solve the issue, or you're going to be not lucky and the engine is bad. Okay? When we have the video and the audio pictures and that's recorded on the engine.
Okay, hold on. You're making a lot of sense, Sam. Hang on. I want to continue this. All right, hang on, and we'll talk about it coming up.
He said they were warned.
I think
tell him we would love to hear the rest of the story.
He's
saying we can't tell. He's saying we can't tell until you do that. I get it.
But I wonder what year it is. What year is it?
Hold on. I think she said it was a 2004.
2004? You know what's curious? Think about this. Okay, so it's an interference. So here's what he's saying. The timing belt broke, right?
I don't know if he said that. I think he said that
he says he
can't tell or check compression until they do the timing belt.
That's what I mean.
He doesn't know if it's broke or slipped.
Okay, so that's exactly what happened. So he had to redo that, and then as soon as they did that, they figured out the engine's fucked. I've been there before. But they should have, I don't know about this 50-50, man. You have a timing belt slip, and this is an interference. Actually, this says an 04 Murano is a timing chain. You said 04, right?
That's what she said.
Any of you nuts on a nut bar?
You didn't bring a nut.
You're a nut.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Oh, you know what I learned? Here's another thing I learned in this fucking coach. I have never owned what is a stove called where it's got the magnets?
Induction.
I have never owned one before. I'm thinking the fucking thing's broke. I'm just putting a regular fucking frying pan on. It won't fucking heat up. I'm going fucking insane. I'm going, how do you fucking heat this thing up? So we go out and we buy it because I start Googling what the fuck. Go out and buy a set. Holy shit, does it work fast? That fucking shit is cool, man.
I love it.
How come everything's not like that?
No, I love induction.
Well, why the fuck isn't everything like that? I mean, gas is probably a little better, but holy shit.
What year is that, Maroon?
Is there a whole four?
To cross into the West Bank for work. That triples the current.
Is that what you got? Didn't you just buy a new stove?
crossing, expanding.
Yeah, but I know, I just put in,
miles and increasing
a different front,
supply.
a stainless steel, so the house would sell fast.
So Biden's administration has been urging Israel to help.
How do you like that apartment? Did you move in?
Today.
Today?
Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
I'm paying rent as of today. The movers are coming next week. So it gives me a week.
Does it got nice pool and shit? Will you use that shit?
I would use the one at the club, it's so much nicer.
Disasters are
The one at the country club.
Oh, yeah.
5 times more often.
But this way, it gives me a week to kind of move in a lot of my stuff, so the movers have less to move.
When we go,
the number of deaths.
we're going to Grammy tomorrow.
Yeah.
They have got, it's probably one of the nicest pool and hot tub in most RV parks I've ever seen. Oh, it's like Olympic size. 2 pools, 3 hot tubs, yoga studio, weight room, restaurant, mini bowling, which is just fucking weird. Pickleball, basketball.
What are they charging for hookup fees?
They're all over. So like Thursday.
No, like the one, are you gonna say one place for 5 days?
Yeah, so like Thursday is $80. Friday, Saturday are like $120. Sunday might be 90. That's what I mean by all over the place. It's like a hotel.
Yeah, but that's cheap compared.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got and there's no other costs, right?
No, I mean we always do other shit, but no, there's no other cost.
KHEL News Time, 12:03.
And that includes electricity, right?
32 indictment.
What about
Against Aurora police officer.
What about gas?
Randy Rodina.
I'm all electric. There is no gas.
Aurora police officer.
All electric coach. When you get into shit like this, you always get all electric.
Okay.
Rescue paramedics Jeremy Cooper
So,
and Peter.
worst scenario, you just turn the generator on.
On the grand jury investigation into the death of Elijah McClain, the 23-year-old.
Yeah, it's crazy. The heated floors are fucking unbelievable.
Defendants are facing charges of
Oh, man.
manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide, among others.
We've never had it. So our old one, you know, we go up. There was times we go up to Breckenridge, man. You know, we'll go up on a Thursday or Friday. By Saturday, there's a foot of fucking snow underground, man. It's fucking crazy. And the tile gets cold as shit.
Yeah.
So having heated floors is fucking sweet. And then, I'll tell you the other thing I love is the king bed and the master bathroom are fucking unbelievable. Big double sinks, all this shit. The toilets, man. I didn't know how these toilets work. It's a fucking shit blender. So it's not. It's not a. It doesn't dump. It's not even like a dump. It literally, you hit a button, and it turns a blender on, and then whatever's in that fucking toilet gets blended up, and then it pushes it with compression and water down. It's not a. What do you call it?
What is your septic tank?
Kind of like a septic, isn't it?
No. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah, the tank, finally it goes into that.
Yeah, of course, but most toilets work with gravity. That's how they fucking work. In a house, in an RV, they're gravity. You hit the fucking button, it opens and it drops. This fucker doesn't work off gravity. It works off of pressure. So after everything goes through the ship blender, then it gets pushed into the fucking tank. And then you can connect up 2 ways. You can connect a hose this big, a regular fucking garden hose, literally to empty the fucking shitter. To empty the shitter. That's fucking amazing.
It's the blender, baby.
It's the blender.
It's the blender and empty the black tank. You do that, right?
Yeah, with the fucking little hose. Or you could hook up the big
It
one.
has what's called a macerator pump.
So when
The shit blender.
So Mark, when you
Shit
hook up,
blender.
you dump it into their waste systems. You don't.
Most RV parks, yes.
Right.
There's some, like, if you're traveling some of these KOAs and shit, they'll actually just have one that everybody will, but we're usually at nothing like that.
And when you hook up, so that $80 includes their
electricity,
your electricity,
and water.
So usually electric, water,
okay,
and
dumping, and then a lot of them have cable TV, which, you know, back in the day probably meant something, but nowadays everybody just has, and Wi-Fi.
Right.
It's the Dan Kaplan Show. Afternoons 4 to 6. About 10 seconds.
I never thought I'd I never thought I'd enjoy tinkering around so much. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
You know.
I guess I've always.
I can't wait to hear Kaplan this afternoon if he's going to talk about that.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Denver sends out this letter, Denver Water, about lead reduction program to let you get the most out of your water pitchers and filters. They have literally passed out pitchers and filters for people who want to drink Denver water because it's laden with lead. We have a problem here, folks. Lead, not to mention chemicals in waters, and thank God for waterpros.net. Because with WaterPros, you get all of that crap taken care of with a water filtration. You can get a point-of-use water fountain for under $1,000 fully installed, or a whole house filtration system under $2,000 fully installed. Think about that. But anyway, there's lead in the water. There are chemicals in the water. It is not safe, and waterpros.net has the best systems at the best prices anywhere. The best prices anywhere. Waterpros.net. Okay, let's move on. And Sam was good enough to come on the air. Here's what Vanessa says. Vanessa says she had problems with her car, a 2004 Nissan Murano, and she took it to this auto place. It's UTV Auto Service on Colfax in Yosemite. She paid $70 for Diagnostics. Then she paid $1,300 for a timing belt and water pump. Vanessa, from what Sam is telling us, he could not even check the engine until you at least did the timing belt and water pump. And then he said it could be that will take care of the problem, or you could be unlucky and it could be the whole engine.
Which is possible, because on an interference engine, it could be okay.
Now, did you recall him saying that, Vanessa?
No. He told us it could be either or.
That's right.
And then when he called us back, he said, "Good news, it's not your engine. It's just your timing belt and your water pump.
No.
So we're going to take care of that for you."
Okay, hold on. Because what Sam is telling us is he didn't know until he got it all done. He couldn't even check it. So, Sam,
No.
I think I understand there's a misunderstanding here, but Sam, you're saying that there was no way to know if the...
have him on
Okay, I'm going to put you on hold. Okay, I'm going to put you on hold so I can at least talk to Sam, all right? Because I need to at least let him say what he wants to say. Sam, she is claiming that you told her the $1,300 would take care of everything.
Cannot be. We cannot know the compression on the engine until we change the timing kit. And we told her if this is going to solve the issue, but all the sound is gone. There is no sound on the engine, as he got the car yesterday, and he thanks me for the sound. After he left, and the car, and the mechanic, he wasn't here to drive the car with him because he came late, almost like after an hour. So we gave him the car, and he came back. So we told him, you need to see the mechanic when he comes, and he drive with the car, and he'll tell you. But I told you in advance, yesterday I told you in advance, may solve the issue, may not. Okay,
now,
maybe you need
what do you think, Sam? Are you saying they probably need a whole engine?
Yes, they need the whole engine, yes. And we can, if they want to bring the whole engine, we can take the timing and the water pump out of, because it's a new one. We can take it from this engine and we put it in the other engine if they want to use a used one for any.
No, I
any
get what you're
reason.
saying. So you're saying, and I understand. And Vanessa, just what we're explaining, I'm not saying I know that you say there was a misunderstanding or that he didn't say that. He's claiming there was no way to check your engine until the timing belt and water pump were done. And then he said, now that it's still not running right, you may need an engine exchange, but you can still use the timing belt and the water pump from this engine to put on to whatever new engine you get or whatever used engine you get. Now, you're saying, Vanessa, you think Sam lied to you about it?
Yes, because I have him on video saying that it was 100% not the engine, that it was just the timing belt and the water pump that needed to be done.
Hold on. He said it's 100% not your engine.
Yes. Yes.
You have that on tape?
Yes.
Okay, I want to see it. I don't know, Sam, she's claiming that you misled her.
Okay, let me tell you something, Mr. Martino.
Sure.
If she proved I did say that, I'm gonna buy her a brand new Nissan Murano 2021.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
All right. Hold on.
I bet.
Okay. Now listen, Sam. I know you're quite sure.
Like she has the video or something. What she said. We have 3 cameras inside the office.
Okay.
And I told them. And by the chance, I never talked to this lady. Always her girlfriend or boyfriend. I mean the husband or boyfriend.
Right.
He always talked to me about this car.
Okay.
I never talked to her.
All right. So who did he say this to, Vanessa? To your boyfriend?
He has my husband.
Your husband. Did he say this to your husband?
Yes, but when I spoke with him last week also, he said it's 100% done. The car is running just fine. It's ready to be picked up.
No, that's not what I'm asking. What's that question? I want to make this very clear, Vanessa. You said, hold on, you got to listen. Before the repair was done, you claim that Sam told you, good news, it's 100% not your engine. All you need is a timing belt and water pump.
No, he told us yesterday that it was not the engine, that it was a timing belt and the water pump.
See, now the story changes. You said before you spent the money, he told you it was 100% not your engine. You said he misled you or you would not have spent the money. Now you're telling me that's not so.
No, he told my husband that.
Okay, because here's what he's claiming. He's claiming that he told you it's either the engine or the timing belt and water pump, and maybe you're going to get lucky and the water pump and the timing belt will fix your problem. Maybe you will get lucky. But he said it's a possibility that your engine is bad. Now,
no, because even his mechanic told my husband also that it wasn't the engine, that it was the timing belt and the water pump.
Do you have any proof that before you had the work done, he told you that it was 100% not the engine and all it needed was a timing belt and a water pump?
Before my husband gave him the rest of the money, he asked him on video exactly what was told to him, that it wasn't the engine, that it was the timing belt and the water pump. And he said yes. And my husband said, okay, so what do I owe?
Okay, then let's see. Okay, you know what? Then here's what I want. Vanessa, I want that tape where before the repairs were done, he told you it was not the engine, it just needed the timing belt and the water pump. It doesn't have to have those exact words. I just want to know, here's the whole point, okay? And we got to boil it right down to this. I'm one to boil down things to the very, very, very basic denominator. And here's what it is. Either he told you this would fix the problem or not. Okay? That's the whole point, Vanessa. Did he lie to you to get you to spend $1,300? Did he say to you this will fix your problem? Or did he warn you that it could be?
No, he did tell us this is what was the problem.
Okay, I want to hear that. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear where he said, it's not your engine, this is the problem, and this will fix it. Okay? Anything to that, anything at all that comes close to that, I want to hear it on tape. I promise you, Vanessa, we will fight for you. Sam is saying that never happened, right, Sam? Isn't that what you're saying?
Exactly, sir.
Okay, and Sam, thank you for talking to us. We'll get to the bottom of it one way or the other. I'm not taking sides here. She claims she was misled. Sam said, no. I told her it could be either or. And Richard, you have a comment on this. Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, Tom, I was wondering from Vanessa, did she ever see a check engine light? Because, as you well know, that's what happens when it goes into limp mode. And then she needs to tell you, when she got it back with the new timing belt and water pump, did she ever see a check engine light after that?
Okay, thank you. I'll find out. Hold on. 303-713-8255. More coming up.
But I love the way she now changed it. She said before she had the word.
I know.
You know, that's the hardest thing I have is clarifying what they say because they go back, they're fucking moving targets.
Do you believe Sam or Vanessa, Mark?
The shop.
Do you?
What?
Do you believe Sam or Vanessa?
If that timing,
I'm starting to like Sam.
If the timing belt was, it couldn't have been broke because she drove it in, right?
Right.
So if it did slip, I mean, there is a good fucking chance it fucked up the engine. So
Excel Roofing.
As in excellent, I say that all the time. EXCEL. ExcelRoofing.com. Now, I've known Jay Bretz personally from the entire time he's had this company, and I want to say something else about Excel Roofing. They have 32,000 satisfied customers, or more, actually. It was founded in 1993. My show was on, I believe, KOA back then. It could have been, or I was just switching over to KHOW. Anyway, Jay Bretz was on my referral list, the first roofer on my referral list. He did a roof for me back then. He's done a few since then. And he should be the roofing company you use, whether it's for a full replacement or repair or maintenance, whether it's insurance or self-pay, you'll get the same wonderful service. ExcelRoofing.com, 303-761-6400. Their motto, you don't pay a cent until you're content. No one really can compete with that. Now, let's talk about another company I know and love, Ideal Home Loans. I always say this, for your next ideal home loan. Now, why do I say that? Because with Ideal, you can do a number of things. First, the interest rate guarantee. If you close and rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. You can get the pre-approval, which is like a cash deal. That means you're approved for a certain amount. All you have to do is get a house and an appraisal, it's done. You can close within days. And then, of course, they have the pick-your-own term loan. So you don't have to go back to 15 or 30. You can pick whatever term you want and still get the lower rate. They also have cash-out options for you, and if you want, you can pay off the extra that you use to fix up your house faster. Whatever you want, you're in control. That's why they call it your Ideal Home Loan. Now, Ideal Home Loans also has a number of things like credit optimization. You're approved, right? They could just write you a loan, but they go further to tweak your credit, to get you even better pricing. Whatever it is you need, they have at Ideal Home Loans, whatever kind of loan you want. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
Here's Bruce.
Has all the buzz about lab-grown diamonds got you curious?
Today, consumers have a choice between natural earth mined and lab-grown diamonds. If you want to learn about all diamonds, come to Williamsburg's, Denver's diamond engagement and wedding ring store.
We'll educate you on the benefits and values of both and let you decide.
And because
why did they tackle this kid to begin with, though? That's what I don't understand. Nobody even says why.
Someone called the police and said he was suspicious.
And they're all here for you right now at Williams Tubers in Inglewood, at Bellevue and Broadway.
Because
on 3rd Avenue,
he's an introvert. He had on a hoodie. He keeps himself covered up because he didn't like to be touched.
He's probably autistic.
Yeah, and the fact that he didn't like to be touched is what caused the police to escalate. But he was the whole time in the video trying to explain to them
New York Times
It's difficult.
and founder of Edelman Financial Engine, takes questions on his radio show.
We won't bring him back, but maybe justice will be done.
We won't bring him back.
What do you think is better?
Well, the monthly check is only as safe as your employer's ability to pay. And your net will never rise, so inflation will erode it.
Yeah.
You have no access to the principal, and when you die, the money stops. Even if you got a back. So we usually recommend a lump sum. You can invest the money however you want, you have full access to the time. Whatever's left over goes to your spouse or kids. But for some workers, the monthly option is better. So you should meet with a financial advisor to be sure that you're doing what's best for you.
That's Rick Edelman, founder of Edelman Financial Engines, with his advice on pension. If you have a personal finance question, talk to an experienced financial planner.
Police say in a statement today that the Police Association says the claim died due to a combination of exertion due to his violently resisting arrest and a pre-existing heart condition.
Yeah. The only part of that I believe is the pre-existing heart condition.
He was alive and well when EMS showed up.
Yeah, so why they shoot him with ketamine?
Call 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
I mean, you know, I'm not anti-cop, but she fucking will.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DuckDuckGo.
The Rockies are in the middle of their matinee series finale with the Texas Rangers. The starting pitcher matchup features Kyle Freeland against Kohei Arihara. A day after finalizing their 53-man roster, the Broncos are filling out their practice squad. And vaccination status and NFL roster cuts came into question this morning. Patriots coach Bill Belichick claimed it was a non-factor in Cam Newton's release, while the Jaguars also stated it didn't figure into their roster cuts. I'm Giddy Happer.
What is it that makes you uniquely you? Well, DuckDuckGo doesn't think that's any of their business. And frankly, it shouldn't be the business of any tech company. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW. About 10 seconds. Hearing it at its best. Ross Kaminsky, tomorrow morning at 6.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station.
On your smart speaker.
Available on over 2,000 devices.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, Patrick's got a comment on Vanessa. Vanessa said their car was in limp mode or whatever. It was only going 20 miles an hour. She took it to a mechanic, and the mechanic said, hey, we have to fix the timing belt before we do anything and the water pump, and then we'll see what's going on. And then maybe you're lucky and this will fix your problem. Whereas she says he told her, this will fix your problem. It's not your engine. What do you have to say, Patrick?
Well, you know, Tom, if a timing belt breaks or a timing belt slips and you get a valve contact the piston, it may seal for a little bit after you put a new timing belt on, and after you run it a little bit, that valve just pops off. So my thought is, you know, if a mechanic says to you, yeah, you know, this engine, maybe it's got interference, maybe it doesn't, you're not going to really know unless you put a new timing belt on it and try it out. Starts up, runs for 5 minutes, then it pops a valve. Hey, you got lucky for 5 minutes. So I don't think he's wrong. I think he did what's right.
And by the way, I'm being told by all of my lookups here on Google that it has a timing chain and not a belt. But whatever it is, I appreciate your comment. Chris, what do you think? You say you're a master mechanic? Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, hey guys. I'm a 25-year master auto mechanic, former shop owner.
Yes, sir.
You know, we don't know what the deal was if the timing belt was broke. The other gentleman there in your studio said, yeah, they're interference motors. They absolutely are. So when a timing belt breaks especially on an Asian import car, yeah, you're going to have some interference there. You're going to bend the valves. However, we don't know if the timing belt was broke. From what I gather, he's saying that, well, they can't check.
Well, they drove it in. It just wouldn't go over 20. So that would indicate the belt just slipped, maybe. Excuse me, the chain maybe slipped.
Right. And that's a possibility, and I can see where he's saying, well, you can't check compression. I'm not. Look, here's the main problem. What I want to address, Tom, is and this is the problem with the auto repair industry. If you brought your car to me and said, Chris, what's wrong with this car? I need to give you an accurate diagnosis. I can't say it might be this or it might be that, and that's the problem with auto repair. I don't feel comfortable saying, well, I'm going to put 4 parts on your car and it may or may not fix it. You may or may not get lucky. They need to come up with a better, accurate diagnosis on this car.
But wait, how about it? Wait a second.
How do you do that, though?
How about if it was a hole in the radiator, man? And how would you possibly know there's holes in other parts of the water or cooling system without doing the radiator first? It's impossible sometimes.
Well, in that situation, yes. But now say if it's an engine noise, a lower engine or upper engine, I wouldn't bother spending money for a water pump or a timing belt if that were the case, because it's a waste of money because the thing needs a motor anyway. So, you know, and you might be right. Depending on the year, a lot of the Asian manufacturers went to chains. They went back to chains. They started with chains, you know, early on in the 70s and 80s. They went to belts, and now they're going back to chains.
Okay.
So at any rate, we don't know what the situation was.
I'm asking you, Chris. Do you think if he did say, let's do the timing chain and water pump first before we check compression, is there anything wrong with him saying that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with him saying that. Now, a chain could slip and cause a compression loss, but again, if the vehicle is misfiring or has a noise, there's several different things that could have been wrong with that. If there's engine noise in a vehicle, in an engine, I'm not going to bother having someone put a chain or a belt on it, because that's not going to fix an engine noise. More times than not, now you can have like an idler pulley or a water pump bearing, something like that. That's a different story. But if you're talking about a lower engine rod knock or an upper engine valve train noise, there's no point in putting parts on the front of the motor to fix that.
No, I understand, but the way I heard it from him was what he did that noise did go away after he put on the timing chain and water pump. He said the noise went away, whatever it was. He said the noise, it just is still in some kind of limp mode, or it won't go any faster than 20. So we're still in the process of figuring that out. Now, we got some follow-ups right now. By the way, if anyone else has any comments, I don't know what to do. I mean, what we're going to do is just take it one step at a time. She says she has it on tape.
Husband's sending me 3 videos, apparently.
3 videos. Okay, so we're going to look at these videos. Apparently, I'm looking for any video that would induce them to spend that money by claiming it will fix the problem. That's what they claim they have. Now, Mark, 9 times out of 10, when people say they have a video to prove their case, what happens? 9 times out of 10.
No video.
No, it just shows nothing what they tell us it will show, nothing.
Well, a lot of times, no video, though.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's go to the phones again. And, Neil, you have a follow-up with Deputy Smarty Pants. I got Deputy Smarty Pants on. Smarty Marty, what's going on?
Hi there. Yeah, I have 2. I have Neil to talk about, and then I want to talk about Sam, because I think I had a case with Sam last year.
All right, hold on. Let's talk about Neil. What's going on with Neil?
Okay, Neil, do you want me to say it, or you want Neil to tell
Is this the Mercedes?
Yeah,
it is.
The Mercedes 2013 E350. So you have 70,000 miles, AutoNation. You paid $16,000 and $3,000 for a warranty. What was the problem?
The problem was they didn't honor the warranty.
Okay, they didn't honor the warranty. Why didn't they honor the warranty?
They tried to tell me it was pre-existing condition.
Ah.
And that the car dealership should have fixed it beforehand.
Okay. What's going on? What happened with this case?
What I was told is the reason they didn't honor the warranty, Tom, it's the same excuse of gaskets and parts like that, and that's the problem, and they don't warranty things related to rubber. We've had this issue many times before.
Well, yeah.
So it took me 3 emails and 2 phone calls to get a response. And I went first to the finance guy who sold the warranty. He wanted nothing to do with me once I mentioned media.
Yeah.
He basically hung up. He says, call corporate, I can't talk to you. And he hangs up.
Okay.
Then I contacted, my modus operandi?
Yep.
The general manager. I got the general manager. I got his contact info. I left a voicemail. I sent him an email. Did not get a response. Sent him a second email. And I was always nice to him. I said, you must be off work today or yesterday, because I always get a response from the general manager. So I'm going to assume you were off yesterday. Immediately, I get a phone call from another manager. I guess the general manager had delegated the other manager. Okay, and the bottom line, he was very nice to me. He explained why they didn't warranty it, and then he says we did give him back the money for the warranty. And I asked him then call up Neil and tell him the story because he doesn't know, which he claims he did, and Neil says it did happen. So right, Neil?
Neil, Neil, how much did you get back?
I don't know yet. I just hung up with him right before, probably about an hour ago. So I need to contact the
Well, that's cool, though, because that was a pretty expensive warranty. But here's the deal. Yes, sir.
Now, they said they're not giving him it. They said the car was financed, so they returned the warranty money to the finance company.
That's fine. It's going to reduce his loan accordingly.
Yeah. So I told Neil to contact his finance company and work it out with them.
That's really good. I mean, it's better than nothing. And here's the deal. On that warranty, when they will never warranty certain parts, and a lot of people think everything is warranted, and it's not. There's a lot of stuff not covered under used car warranties especially. But at least I'm happy, Neil, that you got some resolution. Thank you for calling us, and Smarty Marty worked hard on that, so appreciate that.
He did, and I appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you, Neil. Yes. Smarty Marty, you wanted to comment on Vanessa.
Yeah, I believe I had a case last year, similar, with someone named Sam. It did sound like him, same kind of
accent,
voice, right? So what it was a car dealer that didn't honor some sort of warranty, and this dealer had sent the work to Sam, and so I was able to speak to both dealer and Sam, and it's my impression this particular Sam, whoever it was telling me the truth.
Okay,
whatever it was.
Yeah. I
don't know if it's the same guy.
Well, you have a pretty good memory for voices and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's the same guy. He convinced me that he was honorable, and I believe he was honorable.
All right, well, thank you very much. We got more coming up. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino.
This is with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan Kaplan.
I left the message for the mortgage guy, Tom.
Denver.
So if he calls back, I'll let you know.
Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only pay for what you need.
From the Bedford Sports Traffic Center, I-225 traffic moving along really well. You may want to use that as an alternative. You normally take the Cherry Creek Dam Road. It is closed today, tomorrow, and Friday between 8:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. for maintenance work. Now, I-25 traffic moving along well with no reported problem spots. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, 30% chance for scattered thunderstorms today, a high of 90, and then tonight low 63. Temperatures dropping to 80.
I swear to God, Biden always looks like he's sleeping.
That's why they call him Sleepy Joe.
Currently, it is 84. With your impact, traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin.
He's sleepy because he's not drinking enough Coca-Cola with caffeine.
All insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty.
What do you look for in an auto repair shop? Obviously, you want honesty, okay? But you need the knowledge and experience. I also want convenience and value. You get all of that at SheridanAutotech.com. And the owner, who I call affectionately Uncle Kevin, treats his customer base like family. And, that's the important part of running a business like this, trust. And Kevin Calkin has the trust of his customers. He does all kinds of repairs and maintenance, emergencies or regular maintenance, and electrical issues as well, since he now owns he bought the techs and the equipment from Lakewood Auto Electric, so he can deal with your electrical issues. You have honesty, integrity, knowledge, experience, convenience, value on Colfax and Lakewood, just west of Wadsworth, on Havana in Aurora, just south of 6th Avenue. SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242. 303-455-7242. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. We talk a lot about his free market valuation of your home to tell you what it will sell for on the open market. So he goes beyond a normal appraisal and beyond those online services like Zillow. He talks about the market and what he has sold recently and how your house compares. He'll take pictures, even measurements. He does an extensive research on your home to give you an accurate valuation. It's good to use. So if you want to figure out, should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I? So anyway, that he will do that free of charge. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. And here's something very important. In addition to the free market valuation, of course, use Frank if you ever want to list your home to sell. You'll never find anyone that gives you more attention, and he never holds you to a long-term contract. If you're not satisfied with the services, you can walk away. But you know, no one ever does because he does such a great job. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622.
This is anyone else. Get the most at Maximum. MaximumAutosearch.com. That's MaximumAutosearch.com.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD. It has really been working for my aches and pains. And Blue Sky CBD, the more that I am aware of how much it is helping, the more I like it. And I told you about the balm I've used. I had a shoulder injury recently. I continue to use the balm on my shoulder, and it really helps me. I use tinctures in the morning for clarity, energy, and simple inflammation reduction. But now what I've really liked is the sleep gels. I've always had a problem with sleep, right? But I take one of those sleep gels about 30 minutes before bed, and honestly, it has really helped me relax and sleep. Also, let me talk about the Pro Gels, which are designed for athletes to use pre and post workout. It really creates great energy boost. You get 30% off your first order with using promo code KHOW, KHOW, and there are things in there that I really believe you will like and will help you. 30% off your first order by using promo code KHOW is Blue Sky CBD at bluesky-cbd.com.
Hey, business owners, are you feeling boxed in by the pressures of running your business, getting pulled in different directions from workforces, HR compliance, hiring, retaining top talent, handling payroll, changing regulations? The list just goes on and on. You know, there's a limit to what you can do to keep your employees engaged while running your business smoothly. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR experience to work for you, ready to help you develop a people strategy that supports your business strategy, one that focuses on the health of your organization. What if your HR strategy included access to better benefits to keep the employees you have while attracting new employees? How about offering training opportunities for your employees to increase their skills and become more productive in their role? There will always be challenges to face in business, and no matter where they come from, Insperity is ready to take those challenges off your plate and provide the HR solutions you need. Expand your possibilities, because with Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR makes a difference.
Attention wood deck owners. Is your outdoor living enjoyment hampered by deck neglect? Deck Tech can bring the wow back to your dingy, dated deck. The pleasure and appeal of a rich, finished natural deck is like the joy and beauty of a lush, healthy green lawn. Let Deck Tech give your deck a
Doc, you got a dingy dated deck?
What?
A dingy dated deck?
That's pretty good. A dated dingy dick.
I was listening to this Deck Tech commercial. It was killing me.
Dingy dated.
The dingy dated deck.
Pros can add value to your home and deck living experience. Contact Deck Tech at decktech.com to be one of the first 20 makeovers and receive free lighting and upgraded rails or big savings on repairs and custom finishes. Call Deck Tech at 303-277-1550 or go to decktech.com. That's DECKTEC.com. Deck Tech.
The roller coaster stock markets make you nervous.
Dingy. What does it say? A dingy, dirty deck?
Dingy dated deck.
Dingy dated. A dingy, dated, dirty deck.
Yeah, dingy. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Say that 4 times.
Dingy dated dirty deck. Insane.
Denver's Talk Station.
When's your, are you going to see Colorado Pain soon?
Hi, Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. One Clear Choice Garage Doors for all your garage door needs, whether it be a opener or a whole door. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, and all of their prices are on their website. So you can see what a broken spring will cost, what an opener will cost, what a repair on a door, what a new door will cost. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, the only ones to do that. 720-370-3987. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. All right, so auto repairs, I'm telling you, we get the same problems over and over and over and over and over and over when it comes, the same type of problem when it comes to auto repairs. And it all has to do with what was promised, what was expected. And I have a recommendation for auto repair service invoices, how to write them up to avoid problems. Like when she was taking her car in there and it was in limp mode, and she said, I was told for $1,300 the timing chain would fix this. And the water pump would fix this. Now he's saying, no, I just said it may fix it, but I can't tell if it's the engine or not until we at least do this. So I say this, put it on the work order. You can actually add to the work order. I added to mine the other day. You put down on the work order $1,300. Okay, it says timing chain and water pump, right? Then you put underneath it, to repair problem with limp mode, or to repair, or to whatever, for all for symptoms, for low speed symptoms or low power symptoms, or something to describe what you hope to repair. You then create a little contract there, and they're putting their knowledge on the line. Now, some shops won't do that, and if they're honest, they'll say, well, I can't say it's going to do that. I think it might do that, but you put it down on the invoice. How many times have I said that? When you have something that is a point of the transaction, meaning I want this thing fixed, and they say, okay, it's $1,300. Specify what the $1,300 is for, not just what they're going to do, but what it will correct. What will be the outcome? And if they're not willing to do that, fine. At least you know going in, okay, then why can't you tell me it'll fix this problem? And they may say, because you have other problems. Then you can decide what to do. But a company who is really sure about something would have no qualms about putting it down on the invoice. $1,300 will correct this problem as stated, blah, 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 and then try to describe the problem. Oil leak, right? You need a front main seal, you need a rear main seal, whatever you need, okay? Then you put down, or a head gasket, whatever, to correct oil leak. Now the guy says, well, I don't know if it's going to correct the oil leak. Then you say, okay, why? Now you have something to discuss. You mean I have more than one oil leak? Well, I don't know. Well, then it makes them think. Have the conversation. Don't always assume just because you think they're doing something, they think they're doing the same thing, and you're both on the same page. No one is on the same page unless there is a page to be on, and that page must be written down. Now, we have open lines. If you have to get through, 303-713-TALK. If you have a problem with a car repair, we want to know it, although it's not a day for just car repairs. But these things come up like for a sale. Now, listen to this one. You go to buy a car, right? Somebody says, I call it the I made it clear statement. I made it clear. This car would be used for commuting back and forth to work. Or I made it clear my daughter was taking this off to college in the Northeast. It's not good in cold weather. Or I made it clear. I made it clear. Just because you make something clear doesn't mean they have to fulfill what you made clear. If it's a point of sale, delineate it in the contract. Put it in the contract. I made it clear this is a commuter. They assured me this would reliably serve as a commuter to and from work. You know, they won't put it in there, will they? And then that'll give you pause to at least think, oh, I didn't make it clear, did I? How many times I made it clear? Or another statement, they assured me. What does that mean? What does that mean? They assured me. I went to buy a car. They assured me that it would do this, this, and this. They assured me I could pull a trailer. They assured me it would be safe for my kids. They assured me it would be good in the mountains. They assured me it would be this or that. If it's assured, put it in writing. Because here's what's going to happen. When you do try to put it in writing, it's not going to be so assured. It makes people think. Let's talk to Eric. Eric, welcome. What's going on, Eric?
Hey, Tom, just real quick. My rule of thumb is when I take anything in to get it repaired, if I hear from anybody that says, I think it might, it could, to me, I just pull out of that place and I need to go somewhere where they know for sure this is going to fix my problem.
Or if no one knows for sure, at least you know you're speculating.
Exactly, but I won't even leave my car with someone who thinks they're going to fix it. I need to leave with somebody that knows they're going to fix it.
That's right, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. Now, there are some mechanics who say, well, how will I know? I can't always know. And that's the truth. Sometimes you can't always know, but at least you get a pretty good idea, and at least you know then you know you're gambling.
You know, it's like a serpentine belt breaks, and the car comes in on a tow truck. Until you actually put a belt on there, you don't know if one of the pulleys broke and then the belt got shed. You don't know what happened. Sometimes you have to do certain things.
That's right, to get it running so you can check it. In those cases, Eric, then you have to just have a certain amount of trust. Right?
That's my problem. I don't have trust when people are already doubting whether it's going to fix the problem or not. I just have to know for sure if it's going to fix it. If it's not, if there's doubt, then I need to take it to somebody else.
Exactly, and you get a good feel for that once you start putting things in writing. Once you make people put their thoughts down in writing, and they assured you in writing, then here's the worst that can happen. They say, well, I can't assure you of that, but then at least you know it.
Assurance is basically just confidence.
Unless you have it in writing, it's like
sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only pay for what you need.
Well, just put down diagnosis, X amount of dollars, just for the diagnosis, and then deal with what the issue is afterwards.
Once you get past that, your speed improves and the rest of I-25 up to full speed with no problem spots and no other highway accidents reported at this point. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a chance for scattered thunderstorms today, a high of 90, tonight's low 63. And then tomorrow, look for a high of 84 with a 40% chance for thunderstorms. Currently, it's 83. Severe impact traffic and weather. I'm Crystal Dublin, 6:30. Hey now.
What you got there?
I'm just going to add my email there so you can help me with this.
All right, so I have a relationship with Colorado Pain Care because I've been there, and I'm telling you that it is really, really the place I refer people to. I just did so this morning. I won't mention who, but somebody had a pain, and they said, I don't know what to do, and I said, Colorado Pain Care, Sport and Spine. Now, they call themselves Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine because many of the injuries are spine-related or sports-related. You get them, you can get a hold of them at coloradopaincare.com, 303-GOT-PAIN, 303-GOT-PAIN, whether it's minor or major pain, acute, chronic, whatever it is, they can tackle it. They've tackled mine, and I swear by them. coloradopaincare.com, 303-GOT-PAIN. Investments are funny things. Everybody has an investment, right? Well, you know, you could have more than one good investment. Doesn't have to be just one. One that I know works, it's safe and conservative and grows, is Become the Banker. It is a strategy more than an investment. The strategy is to have a life insurance policy that you overfund on purpose. Life insurance policies, by the way, are probably the single most secure investment there is in the investment world. To overfund that policy for a cash value is even better, and it grows tax-free. So a 4% guarantee from becomethebanker.org is as high as an 8% outside of that plan. So why don't you try it? You get a safe, conservative return. It grows. You can borrow from it and pay yourself back even more interest to accumulate more money inside of that cash account. And then you can ultimately use it in retirement. To find out more, go to this website, becomethebanker.org.
Meet Brian Bridges. He's the owner of a tattoo shop in Denver.
He wants your phone number, so he said, I need Dr. Manfred's number. Okay, I mean, I got it.
Back on.
Fifth video, nothing.
Nothing?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 8 more to go through.
Yeah, I swear to God,
I don't know what these are.
They're telling you.
The car actually seems to run okay, though.
6 video shit.
It ain't doing 20 miles an hour, though.
Why don't we ask her which video?
It's husband sending them. He's at work. So I'm just going through 7th video shit. It's amazing. Maybe it's the 8th, 9th, or 10th that really shows what's going on. Nope. Okay, let's see here.
No, I don't know.
9th video shit. Let's see, maybe it's the 10th video.
Nothing. So you're stealing my money right now. Okay. That's a debt. That is. You're stealing my money.
That's the old, I'll record you too. He goes, I'm recording you. He pulls his phone out and goes, now I'm recording you. But it has nothing about him saying anything.
He's just sent me 4 or 5 more videos as I sit here talking.
I love that one, though. That is fucking classic. Listen to this, guys. Let me pull this out. This is great.
Come back close. You find a clinical trial so I can perform my treatments. My mom tested positive for COVID, and I found a clinical trial that was.
Wait, was that it? Tested positive. It sounded. Hold on.
Let me tell you, Sam loves us. He says, we love your show. We love you guys. Thank you for what you do.
I'm recording you. I'm recording you. He pulls his phone out.
You're moving a little slow. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just,
Did you hurt yourself?
I think I slipped the disc.
Feeling like I'm frozen today.
It's probably the last thing you need right now. Okay, so you're listening to them because it's a crime.
Holy shit, this guy's fucking crazy.
What are you going to do about my money? Nothing. So you're stealing my money right now. Okay. That's a debt. That is. You're stealing my money. That's a crime. Nothing. So you're stealing my money right now. Okay.
So you're stealing my money right now? Is that what you're saying?
How many times are you going to say that?
So what is the deal? Do they say it'll be this will take care of your problem?
Dude, she has sent like 70 videos. I don't know. I'm just going through them.
There's no storage, because you didn't tell me no storage about it right now when I picked it up. You didn't tell me anything.
Now, why did they remove her from Facebook? The mom who criticized Biden for her son being killed. They removed her from Facebook.
Criticize Biden.
Isn't that fucking weird? Do you know that people used to tear Trump a new
I know.
asshole and they left it up?
Of course, because I was Trump.
It's like trick customers. It's like trick customers. I'm a customer. I'm a customer.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Claims Pro can help you with your insurance claims. So, if you have an insurance claim for anything at all, and you need, well, I don't say if you need help, I suggest you consult with Claims Pro, who is a public adjuster there for you. You can find Claims Pro at publicadjuster.pro. So if you had an old claim that was closed and you don't feel you were treated right, or you have a claim going on right now, they will take a free look at your claim to let you know if they can help you. Publicadjuster.pro. Remember, they take a small percentage of the extra money they get you. 833-252-4600, publicadjuster.pro. Now,
I'm looking at these videos.
We got videos, by the way, from the woman who said that she can prove that the shop told her if she spent $1,300 on a timing chain and water pump, that would fix the problem, and it is 100% not her engine. And now the guy is saying, no, I never said that. The shop is saying we can't tell if it's the engine or not until we at least do the timing chain and water pump. So what are you finding?
Well, these are all these videos, unless if I'm mistaken, are when they go to pick the vehicle up. None of these are prior to where he would have said that, so I don't understand what she sent us. And I have listened to a lot of them. They're basically in an argument with the guy that owns the shop that the car's not working.
Okay, so nothing that she said she had.
There's nowhere where this guy is saying, I guarantee it's going to fix your car. There's nothing like that at all.
Okay. Well, again...
Is she still there?
No, she's not.
I'm going to call her back when you guys tell me to.
Call her back. We looked at all the videos. There's nothing there.
They're all post. They're like after they're upset. There's nothing where the guy is saying anything.
And we may not get to it right now because we're going into the top of the hour. Meanwhile, peeps, if you have a comment on this or anything, or if you have a problem, question, or complaint, if someone lied to you, cheated, ripped you off, or you just need advice before entering into a transaction, give us a call. We have the expertise to find out the right way to do things for you. At 303-713-TALK. You talk to someone live instead of Googling it. Find out directly from people who know what they're talking about. 303-713-8255.
Problems, questions, and complaints. We got a lot to talk about.
And we'll go over some of the calls we've had today and lessons we've learned, including, of course, this auto repair. When promises are made, get them in writing on the work order. Hang around for more.
I don't know why I found that so fucking funny, but it's funny.
Doc,
Because
do you know the nature of the criticism of Biden?
I do not.
Okay.
The nature of what?
Yeah. Did you read it?
No, I didn't read it. I didn't see it.
She says, how dare you? You know, when I looked you in your eye, you couldn't look at me because my son was killed, and you botched this up, blah, blah, blah. And then she says, and then what the fuck are you thinking when you're checking your watch when my son's body's being brought off the plane? They wouldn't let her post it on Facebook.
I wouldn't let her post it on Facebook. Why?
Why would you take it down?
Why?
Why would you take it down?
Why would I take it down? I don't know. I don't know if I would take it down. I don't know.
Do you think
she just lost her kid?
Do you remember those people? Do you remember those people criticizing Trump? And calling him
he's fucking Hitler and the fucking killer.
They never took that down.
I remember pictures of monkeys for Obama that weren't taken down.
So why would they take down a woman who's I mean, they would not let her post that. I got the post.
Because we are a year later further down the road.
I mean, we really have our social media is part of the state right now.
They should let everybody post whatever the fuck
I
you want.
agree.
I know.
Uncensored.
They'll have, someone will come out with one, and it'll be the new big one.
Yeah.
And the ruling power, they love it because they're for them. So it's not going to change right now. Laws are not going to change. They love it the way it is.
Yeah.
They basically are carrying the water for the state, for the Democratic state.
Well, I think both sides of the state are shit. So you can talk about the Democrats, you can talk about the Republicans, but as long as you're talking about Congress and the Senate, you're talking about the same swamp.
The progressive liberals are much more into censorship and confiscation than the right wing are.
Okay.
You have all of these college campuses where they won't let people speak. You have people on Facebook and other platforms censoring people. There needs to be a free exchange of ideas.
Okay.
And the left wing will not allow any diversity. They want diversity, but they won't allow diversity.
Well, I don't know. It depends on who's talking and who's listening, Doc. I'm serious, Doc.
You have never seen a right-wing student group protest any speaker coming on a college campus.
But I watch Tucker Carlson on TV talk stupid all day long.
What's the point?
What's the same point?
No, what I'm saying is that college campuses have become breeding grounds for people against freedom of speech and against diversity while protesting that they're for diversity.
I agree that there is a lot of hyperbole on both sides. I believe there's a lot of gaslight on both sides.
But that's not my point, Tal.
Okay.
My point is that the left, the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, is more into censorship than the right wing. The right wing, even the right wing side of the Conservative Party, doesn't censor speech, and the left wing progressives are censoring speech all over the place. They're the ones who have established this entire cancel culture and woke culture. You can't say anything. This freaking guy from the Jeopardy host, not only did he said something 20 years ago, they fired him for being a host, and now he was fired as being a producer. Anybody who says something out of line loses their job, loses their livelihood, because the left wing is unhappy with what they said 20 years ago.
Maybe true.
So I'm talking about hyperbole. They both engage in hyperbole.
Exactly.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It is weird. They preach diversity, but there's nothing diverse about them.
That's right.
Okay.
You can't.
Okay.
Look at Mike Richards. The guy made some stupid comment 20
What did he
years ago.
say, though? I read it, but I didn't
I
read
don't
what
know.
he... I couldn't
About
point
the
is-
guy for Jeopardy?
Yeah.
He asked a woman, she said she takes naked selfies. He says, do you have any pictures of your boobies?
That's what he said.
Yes.
And then that...
Yes.
And
Back
also
out of
now,
hand, yes.
and now he was fired as not only as the host, but as the producer.
Yeah, he got canned as
He
a
got
producer.
canned from the producer as well. You can't say the woke culture is just taking over.
No, that's fucking wrong.
I thought he said something about Jews, man.
No, he didn't.
No.
No, he didn't. You ought to read what he said.
The woke culture. What's the woke culture?
Did
That's
you,
the
hey,
next- if
did
you
you
say
read, did you
anything
see
that
Bill
can be
Maher's?
slightly offensive,
You ought
you
to
get
look
canceled.
at Bill Maher's.
Bill
I'm
Maher?
woke.
Bill,
And I'm woke, and I listen to folks say all kinds of
But
garbage.
you're not in a position to act upon it.
what does woke mean? What does fucking
That's what I'm working at.
That
What does it mean?
If you say anything
No,
that
that's
the
not what
left
woke
wing,
means.
let me finish.
I'm gonna let you say what you say, but that's
it
not
means
what
whatever
woke
fucking
means.
people want it to
It
mean.
means that if you say anything they're not happy with, they will cancel you. It's this whole cancel culture, and you're not
I
allowed
get
to
that.
express.
I get that.
Cancel culture and woke are not the same
Being
thing.
woke, though, you can be woke on pretty much any topic if you didn't understand it, and
now
then you say, I'm woke. Now you understand it. You grasp it.
That's what woke is about.
All right.
All right.
So I don't think it can be used as a very negative term.
No,
I
but
mean,
here, hold on. Fox has done a good job of taking terms
And flipping them
and
turning
making them
inside out.
making them a label. Okay,
Mhm.
and they have equated woke with cancel culture, but I will say this: I don't know one person who's been canceled by someone who is not supposedly woke. So,
Right.
I mean,
It's only the
I
left-
don't know anybody.
It's only the
If
left-
you ask every one of those people who canceled that fucking Jeopardy guy, they're all going to tell you they're woke.
Yeah.
It's the left wing progressive. party.
but let's also say this: if that's all he said,
That's what he said, Mark.
I would
looked at it.
no. I would guess there's probably more that they haven't released or something. Or you think that's it?
You see, I love that.
That's
He
almost
must be guilty. I mean, they
no. I'm
canceled
saying
him,
how
right?
for boobies,
No.
for saying boobies.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is, Mark.
Jesus Christ, I've said that 100
That's what
times.
he said. Boobies.
Okay, then explain to me how this happens. This will blow your mind. Ready?
Okay.
How does Howard Stern fucking survive? He has chicks go in and masturbate in their fucking studio.
Because they're all willing.
Well, okay, that's fine. How that doesn't it doesn't matter. He does anything you can imagine. He did the bump that you even told me about some of the shit he did.
I can tell
How
you
come that doesn't come back and get him canned?
You want to know why, Mark? I can tell you why. Money.
He made
Money.
he made friends with everybody in Hollywood.
But
He
makes so much money for Sirius that they let him get away with it.
It's just amazing to me. If anybody should have got canceled, and I love Howard. I listen to him all the fucking
You
time.
really? He's a fucking moron.
Oh, I love him.
Oh, come on.
It's a fucking entertaining show, dude. But
It's meant for prepubescent boys.
I love it.
14 years old.
I love it.
Like you.
I love it.
But his past is filled with shit that should have gotten him canceled.
That's what I'm saying.
But he makes so much money for Sirius.
Did you hear what he said about all the teenage girls running away from Columbine High School?
No.
I don't remember that one.
It was kind of a turn on watching all their little boobies bump out or something like that. Well, look it up.
Whatever, I know, it's there. It's a million things, though. It's not just that.
But he
makes.
You need advice so you don't have to.
Deliberate provocateur.
Shooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off of quality, pure CBD products for pain, inflammation, and anxiety. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you any way we can to solve problems, to answer questions, and to take complaints. Now, we had a problem we want to revisit in a minute here, and it's about a 2004 Nissan Murano.
She's trimming the video right now, and she's going to send us the exact word-for-word part. So
okay.
And to clarify, Mark, you're actually texting with the husband.
Now, here's what we're saying. Okay, we want to see some video or some proof. The whole thing centers around a repair done on a 2004 Nissan Murano. They were driving around, and she said all of a sudden the van or the Murano would not go any faster than 20 miles an hour. So she was near UTV Auto Service, Colfax in Yosemite, and pulled in. They said it's going to cost $70 to diagnose this on a machine, and then plus there's a car rental. So they rented the car. They did a diagnostic. Now this is where the story diverges. Okay? Vanessa says the guy called him and said, it'll be $1,300 for a timing belt and water pump, and this will fix your problem. But Sam, the owner, says that's not what he said. Sam says he said this: we can't tell if the engine is good or bad right now until we do the timing belt and water pump or timing chain. Only after that can we check the engine. Now, you could luck out and maybe no engine damage was done. Or you could have a bad engine. Vanessa tells us they have video proving he said the $1,300 will take care of your problem. He said there's no way they have video of that because I never said that. Now, that's the crux of the matter. I don't care what he said after they picked up the car because, she claims he said there's nothing wrong with your car right now. I don't know what's wrong with her car right now. It's not running. But here's what the whole crux is. Did he induce her to spend $1,300 telling her it would fix her problem? Or did he say that $1,300 will only get us to a point where we can test the engine further? What do you tend to believe, Mark? You saw, how many videos did they send us?
Well, on their behalf, I think what the deal is, it's one long video, but they can only send it in chunks. They're going to tell me what chunk. But it's kind of, it just seems like it's when they go pick the vehicle up or after they've already had the vehicle back where all these conversations are taking place. So I'm curious what they're going to point out in these videos.
I don't care what happened after the fact. She said
I know.
She was induced to charge.
And none of these are talking about that, unless if they're going to send me a clip that he admits that he said that or something.
So, Vanessa, we want to help you. You say that you have proof that he assured you that $1,300 would fix their problems.
He assured my husband when we were making the final payment.
Okay, and you say you had that on tape.
Yeah, that's what he sent you, is what him reassuring him that it wasn't the engine.
Oh, where is it? We can't read. We can't see it.
He's going to cut it out for me and send it.
All right, we're looking at every single tape.
Most of the stuff he sent me, you can just tell your husband is very angry, and he's like, I'm recording you, and the other guy's like, well, now I'm recording you back, and it's stuff like that.
Combative.
Well, so my husband initially had the conversation with him when we first made the payment, which I was there for when we made the down payment, when he said if it was the engine, then you'd have to pay more. So we paid for the down payment.
Yeah, well, I can understand that. If it's the engine, you have to pay more, meaning this will get you to a point where they can test the engine.
Yeah. So then later my husband had a conversation with the mechanic who told him it's not your engine, it's the timing belt and the water pump. So then Sam told us, come in and make the payment and we'll get it started. So we went in and made the payment, and he said, oh, we'll get it started. So my husband, when we went to make the final payment to pick the vehicle up, because he said it was fine and running to come get your vehicle because it's driving now. So if it was the engine, like he said, it would be either or. Why would he tell us to go pick up the vehicle and to take it?
Because he didn't know. He thought it was running fine. What he's claiming is this, Vanessa, you seem to be changing the story even a little now. You said, and I want to go back to what you said. You said you would have never spent the $1,300 unless it would fix the problem, and he assured you before you paid that it was going to fix the problem. He assured you that it was 100% not the engine. That's what you told me. He assured you of that. I want to know how he assured you of that.
That's when we went in and made the first payment.
Okay, where is that tape where he assured you 100% it is not your engine, all you need is a timing belt and a water pump? Because he's claiming that's not what he said. He said we will not know until we do the timing belt.
And she's getting a brand new vehicle if she can muster up that video.
I know. He claimed on the radio, if you can show where he promised you that, he will buy you a brand new Murano.
Damn.
Did you hear him?
I didn't, but damn.
We have it on tape.
Damn.
I don't know how enforceable it is.
I told you the video that we had was my husband asking him again on video what he said before.
That's what I want to hear. That's it. So
that's what he's sending you guys.
Yeah, he's cutting it up now, apparently.
It's him reassuring what
now
he
listen,
said,
here's what I don't want to see. Hold on, I'm not going to be tricked. I'm not going to be tricked because I've been playing with consumers for 45 years. I'm not going to be tricked because here's what I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear him, after the repair was done, him saying, the car's running great, it's not your engine, because that is after you already spent the money. Because that man, even that man, could have made a mistake by hearing the car running, thinking, well, I guess I was right. I guess you're lucky, or whatever. I don't want to hear that after the fact. I want to hear that he made you spend that money by lying to you, not afterwards. She keeps trying to switch to afterwards, where he said, it's running great. In other words, I think I was right, or I think whatever. The point is not what he said after the repair. Not what he said after.
Unless if he's on there saying, yes, before the repair I said this.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it gets right down to it. I want to see the damn tape. And you know what? It's not that we even needed tape. She said they had one. She's the one that brought it up. So, Mark, do you have the tape or not?
He's still cutting it.
He's still cutting it. It's one statement. 303-713-8255. More coming right up. I don't know what the hell's going on.
The tree farms, 50-cent treats you about 30 seconds to your spots. Outside a tree at regular price and get a second tree for only 50 cents. These are perfect trees for your yard.
Here we go.
The tree farm?
I love it.
And so these fruits while supplies last. Visit treefarm.com. The 50-cent tree sale.
I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the
See, all you need is that jingle, you can find it.
That's right.
Hell yeah. GenesisSolarCO.com.
That's where you get a solar system with a 25-year warranty on all parts and a 25-year warranty on performance. They try to predict what your system will do for you every year and how much you'll save. If they miss that mark, they write you a check at the end of each year. That's their promise in writing. Yeah, it's a promise in writing. So if you want a solar system that you own, call Genesis Solar. They can do an evaluation in just 20 minutes to figure out if you're a good candidate or not. And they don't even have to come on your site to do it. 303-474-4317. 303-474-4317. Now, estate planning is something everyone needs. Everyone. Even with a small estate, you want to really get yourself in a position where you've laid out what you own and what you want to do and medical directives in your last will and testament, so to speak. You may want a trust where you start funding it through your life. And you change your estate plan and update it every few years. To start, I recommend BlakeHarrisLaw.com, or if it's been a while since you've revisited your estate plan, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Blake Harris, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Well, he will give you free advice and answer your questions at 833-ASK-BLAKE. And then charge you flat rates for whatever you need done. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Tune into the Mortgage Doctor this and every weekend. When it's time to buy a new home,
Yeah, they had no idea. I guess they have no idea that we've known each other so long. That's funny. I never thought of that.
So Mark, no tape? Are you still cutting and pasting?
What?
Are you still cutting and pasting?
Let me see. Actually, hey, I can't. How do I get back to that chat? I have no idea what I was looking at, Doc. That was a good question, though. If he's done, I can't tell because I don't know what I was looking at. I don't know how he was sending the video.
Oh.
I don't know if it was like Facebook. I think it was Facebook. What was it, Facebook? I don't know.
No, it's my Google phone.
Oh, well.
So
okay.
this is where you go, right? If this is mine, and then you go here, and then it's Google Voice, and I just use it for text. I never answer calls on it. And then yours is right there. So you can scroll up and down.
So he still hasn't sent it?
No.
Well, that's because it doesn't exist.
Well, something exists.
If it existed, I would put that there so quick for the new car. I mean.
Oh, man. I think it could hold up in court.
You think so?
No. It'd be like trying to hold up, I told you. I know you are, but what am I?
Right. It'd be just hyperbole to use my buddy Philly's favorite word.
No, that's just one of my words.
I laughed my ass off. I was telling Suzanne what was the class you took in college?
Vernacular and vocabulary usage.
Doc, you remember what you said? Doc, you probably don't remember. That was 2 days ago.
What? What did you say?
He said, why the fuck would you
in Cherry Creek North.
And I was getting ready to tell you right after that, you should have, the other class that I took concurrently with that was crimes without victims.
Victimless crime.
No, it was the class was called Crimes Without
What
Victims.
the fuck was that about? Just that?
Gambling,
like hookers?
prostitution.
Gambling, prostitution.
But people will argue there is a crime with most of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the activity itself is against the law. There's no victim to the crime because they've already.
Well, no, they're saying like a lot of people will say that a sex worker, for example, a hooker, is a victim. That is the victim, even though it's her. Does that make sense?
Well, no, I understand that that's what you're saying.
That society, society has made her a victim.
I think
what the class was about.
I think there's some people that are hookers and want to be hookers. How's that?
Uh-huh.
And it's all up to them. Who
And
gives
that
a
makes
fuck?
it a victimless crime.
That does, but people will go, oh no, even though they're saying that, they're still a victim. You know what I mean?
What about gambling?
I think Tom's one of those.
What about,
do you think prostitution has a victim?
I don't know. I mean, I think sometimes it does.
Sometimes, for sure.
No, sometimes it certainly could. But when you look at it from the concept of crimes without victims as a collective of
Right.
Okay.
I think the victim part goes way before that actual crime.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
See,
So
the victim part may be how you were
it's way
injected
back.
into it.
It's way back before the actual transaction.
Yeah.
So the actual transaction is probably victimless.
Yeah, okay.
what about gambling? That's victimless.
Yeah, but people will say no because people don't know when to stop and they lose. Look, in every fucking gambling commercial you see ends with you have a gambling
They
problem.
have to.
I know they do. It's amazing.
You also have to realize that the crime of gambling, illicit gambling.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Listen, Premier Window Cleaning, these guys are superior. If you want a wonderful job, they've come to my house, they've come to Mark's house, they do Premier Window Cleaning services and pressure washing, okay? And I'm going to give you the number. They're the lowest price and the best I've ever found. Really, I mean, I don't even know how they do it, but they are striving to be the best. Young men run this company. They own and operate it from the time they graduated high school. Premier Window Cleaning Services and Pressure Washing. 303-564-5574. 303-564-5574. The website is a little long, premierwindowcleaningdenver.org. premierwindowcleaningdenver.org. All right. Now, let's continue our discussion. Again, I hate to keep bringing this up, but do we have the video or not?
Let's see what Hector has to say. He's on the line.
Vanessa's husband.
Hi, what is he, what? What's that?
He wants to explain himself. Vanessa's husband, Hector, on line 2.
Okay.
He was the one trying to send the video.
All right. And then ask Gary to hang on. I will get to him. Go ahead, Hector. Explain, Hector.
How you doing, sir? So, okay, this all started with us trying to get our car fixed on.
We know that, sir. We've been over this story a million times. Unless there's something new about it, we understand the basic premise. You spent $1,300. It did not fix the problem. You were assured, according to your wife, it would.
Correct.
And
so yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Okay, but Sam says that's not. Sam says that's not what happened. Sam says he never assured you it would fix the problem. He said he would have to do that first before he could even test the engine.
No. So when we spoke originally, he said that he would have to get into the engine because he charged me the diagnostic testing. He said that he cannot get into the engine with the diagnostic testing, so he would have to charge me more. He said that he has to get into the motor. It's going to be about $650 to get into the engine to see what it is, but if it's the timing belt, we're already there. So if it's the timing belt or the engine, I'll let you know. If it's the timing belt, that will cover the labor. All I'm going to charge you is parts. If it's the engine, I will deduct the $650 from the engine.
Okay.
So I was all for it. I said, okay, well, if it's the engine, then let me know. He called me back, said it's not the engine, it's the timing belt, but it's the water pump also. So the $650 covers the water or the timing belt labor. You're still going to owe me for the parts, which we already agreed on. I said, okay, if it's the timing belt, you know, you're going to charge me for the parts. That's fine.
Right.
But now it's the water pump. It's an additional. So I understand that.
Right. It all came to $1,300. We don't have to go through it. It all came to $1,300, and you still have a problem.
Correct.
Okay, but you were led to believe that he had already checked the engine and came to the conclusion all you needed was the timing chain and water pump.
Correct.
Okay, and he is saying he never came to that conclusion.
That is correct.
Okay, so then your wife said you have proof that he told you that.
I do.
Where is it?
I'm sending it in increments because the video is too long. I
just want to know the part where he... Listen, man, I want to help you. If you can show me where he said that, how did he say it? Tell me what he said.
His exact words were this comes to the point where I was picking up the vehicle, and
But that's after you already spent the money. I'm trying to get to the point that your wife said the only reason you spent the money was because he promised it to you before you spent the money.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, do you have a tape of him promising that to you before you spent the money, or at least him acknowledging it? Did he say, don't worry, it was the timing belt after all, or anything like that?
No. What I do have in the video is saying, if it's the engine, it's on you. He said, yes, okay.
Wait, you have him saying, if it's the engine, it's on you, or you saying that?
I said that. I said, you promised me if it was the engine or the timing belt. I paid for the timeout. You said that was it. It's done.
Do you, Mark, do you understand what he's saying? Because I don't. Please help me, because I want to make sure it's not me.
I have no idea.
I don't have any idea what he is saying. Now, all I know is this. You're claiming he promised you the $1,300 would fix the problem. Give me anything that proves that. Anything at all. Anything at all. Because he claims he's never said it ever. Ever, ever, ever.
No. Even when I watched the video, look,
you know what? I'm not going to continue this, Hector. Enough of this, okay? It all boils down to the same exact thing. You're saying that he charged $600 to get into the engine, and he determined it would be just the timing chain and water pump, and then all you had to do was pay the additional parts. I get it. I hear you. That's where the $1,300 comes. Don't try to muddle the story. It all comes down to the same. Whether he spent $600 to get into the engine or he just looked in there with a magic a ball, I don't care. Supposedly he told you $1,300 would take care of the problem, or the timing chain would take care of the problem. He's saying he never promised that. So just show us the video, that's all. Hey, what's going on with you, Gary? What's happening?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I'm actually calling for a friend of mine. She lives in Mississippi, but she's contemplating divorce, but they were married in Colorado in 2007. Can she get divorced in Colorado, or does she have to get divorced in Mississippi?
Okay, whoever files sets that venue if they do it the right way. If she moves here, she can file here claiming she was married here and she now lives here, and it's possible that the judge will take it, but it's also possible he can file a response saying to change the venue because they lived most of the time there. So it really depends. But usually the first one to file is the one that sets it initially.
Okay. So does she have to move here to file here?
Yes. Actually, I shouldn't answer that so quickly. I think she does. Now, actually, that's a good question for our attorneys. Suze, perhaps we can get either Bonnie real quick or Rich Harris to answer that quick question. Hold on, and we'll try to get you an accurate answer. I'm Tom Martino. We also have time for more calls, believe it or not just that one. 303-713
talk.
Yeah, you're right. Constituents are right. Why are we dragging this shit on for 4 hours?
It was on and off, but it wasn't the whole time. But
we know, but you know how people are.
Yeah, you have to understand that that's a tiny minority that you're looking at.
I actually know it's a tiny minority. It's less than 50 right now.
They're a different kind of audience, so.
Oh, they're especially alive and definitely paying attention.
Hey, Mark, you want to play poker next Tuesday?
Doubtful, Doc. I'll do it one of these days, but not.
I'm trying to get him in our game so we can get some of his money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never lost in a Mallory game, ever.
You know what?
In one of Mallory's games, ever.
Really?
And I bet they're way higher stakes.
Oh, yeah, he used to play 50, 100 at his office, right?
Yeah.
Did you play with those guys?
All the time.
Oh, so you know some of the guys playing our game.
I don't like that bullshit like Fanugi and all those fucked up games, man. I won't play.
We played two things. We played one round of No Limit Hold'em and one round of PLO.
Oh, no Omaha?
Yeah, PLO's Omaha.
Oh,
No Limit Omaha. Those are the only two games we played. No weird stuff.
Get Found Fast is a internet company that helps you with your digital marketing. You can use them by simply going to that website and getting an analysis of your website. They'll give you free do-it-yourself tips and an analysis of what's good and what's bad on your website. GetFoundFast.com. That's GetFoundFast.com. Now, if you're looking for a loan for your house, Ideal Home Loans, I say this all the time, for your next ideal home loan, and there's so many reasons. The interest rate guarantee is the primary reason. If you close, you don't have to wait and worry about timing the bottom of the market. You protect yourself right away by getting a lower rate, and then if rates go down even further, they'll refinance you free of charge. If rates go up, well, then you've lost nothing, right? So, the interest rate guarantee. They also have the pre-approval, which is like a cash deal because you're already approved. They have credit optimization, which takes a look at your credit and recommends that you maybe pay down a card here or there, or maybe even correct time on the job or an address to get your credit rating higher, which gets you better pricing. IdealHomeLoans.com for conventional loans, low down payment loans, cash out loans, whatever you need. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
Take it like it is and make it like you.
Okay, I understand this a lot more now on this.
The Vanessa thing?
The Supreme Court deal. So in Texas,
Which Supreme Court?
In Texas,
the abortion.
Yeah, it's very tricky. The way the law was written, only Texas lawmakers can change it. In other words, the reason the court did not listen to the argument is they have no place in the argument because the way the law was written. Does that make sense to you? It's not that they don't want to take on the case. They don't have precedent in the case. It's only a state case because of the way the law was written.
But Mark, if the law is unconstitutional, it doesn't matter what the state says. You can't enforce an unconstitutional law.
So usually,
right?
Listen,
some of these folks are hilarious.
Usually, a lawsuit.
Some of our
I'm reading
watchers are
from
hilarious, aren't
it
they?
says usually a lawsuit seeking
seeking
to block a law because it is unconstitutional would name state officials as defendants.
Okay.
However, the Texas law bars state officials from enforcing it. So the police, anybody in Texas, does not enforce this law. So therefore, the Supreme Court, there's nothing they can do.
So who is enforcing the law?
It allows other people to sue the doctors, maybe even the Uber driver that brought it there for
But
any
who
damage.
would do it? Like, who would bring a suit? The father?
The father would be one that could bring the suit
Or
against the doctors, the nurses, the
Or
clinic.
any anti-abortion person.
Any anti-abortion that can prove any kind of damages.
Or they have to put down.
So, but that's why the Supreme Court, they don't even think they can take it because who are they going after? There's no one they're going after. It was, they wrote it very much for this reason.
Watching and they don't comment.
That doesn't preclude the fact that it could
Yeah,
be constitutional.
The patient cannot be sued. I don't know, but it says it makes it very difficult to challenge in the Supreme Court.
I don't know, I still think that any law can be challenged.
Any lawsuit seeking to block a law because it's unconstitutional would name state officials or defendants.
Pardon me,
There
Bonnie's gonna
isn't
come
one
on
to
in a few
name.
minutes.
Huh.
It's
Had a lady reach out
It's
saying,
evident
I think
they
there's a
did it
shop
on
on your
purpose. Of course.
referral list, I'm having a problem. I'm like, who is it?
The patient
She
can't
was
be sued.
confused.
by it.
It's Jeff Jolliffe. Guess what? He was doing warranty work. Guess what? Her car just went missing.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
This is fucking
Somebody has got to arrest that
Where
guy.
This is
are they on?
No, I've been
We gotta
texting
get
with
him.
her.
Let's get him on.
Let's get him on.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
And
Tomorrow.
let's get Jeff back on.
This is
Yeah.
crazy. This is crazy.
What's crazy is he always comes on.
Yeah.
Dude, he was on one day with us, this guy. He owns a he owns
Jeff Jolliffe.
Yeah, so he's on with us and goes, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go ahead, even though it's not under warranty, I'm going to fix it. And he's saying all this on the air on a Thursday. Friday morning, the vehicle was stolen from the shop, never to be seen it. Okay? and it just happened again.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeff Jolliffe.
Jeff Jolliffe, huh?
Speaking about oldies but goodies, what's going on with the prefab house up in Grant?
Hi, Tom Martin.
You know, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, Mark, did we get the video yet?
No, we have not. Hey, can I,
Okay, I want to, yes.
Go ahead.
Maybe he can play the audio.
As soon as we get it, but I wanted to bring up the Sing in Texas real quick. You good with that?
Yeah, I wanted
It's
to finish
very
with Gary
curious.
because do we have Bonnie on? If we have Bonnie, I want to take her right
Oh,
now.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, as soon as we get Bonnie on, I'm going to break. Go ahead.
Well, in Texas, they basically banned abortions after
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yes.
So what's interesting, everybody's
Now, hold
going,
on. Bonnie is here. So now you can
go ahead.
Pick that up. Bonnie Shields, in the interest of your time, attorney at law with family law, we had a question. Okay, let's say, and now Gary, where are they living now, Gary?
They live in Mississippi.
How long have they lived there?
10 years.
Okay. And they were married here in Colorado, then moved to Mississippi?
Right. In 2007, they were married in Colorado.
And they moved to Mississippi, been living there ever since. Now, the question is, if they file divorce, where do they file, Bonnie?
I kind of missed part of it, Tom.
Okay, they lived in Colorado and moved 10 years ago to Mississippi. They were married in Colorado. They're in Mississippi right now. Where do they file divorce?
You can't file in Colorado unless one of you has been a resident for 91 days or more.
Oh, okay. So even though they were married here, they have to go where they live.
Yes, it has nothing at all to do with where you were married.
Okay. Now, what about then when if she moved back here, can she wait on purpose 91 days and file it here, or would the court say that's unfair?
Sure, she could.
Okay.
As long as she establishes a residency, if she's resident for 91 days or more, she can file here.
But
even if she moved back here just so she could file here, she can do that.
Gary, what is the reason for you asking, Gary?
Just my friend was thinking about it, and the reason I'm asking is because it seems like it would be more equitable in Colorado divorce law as opposed to Mississippi.
Like in what way?
Law.
That's what I was curious about. What way?
Well, she's a stay-at-home mom, and what I've read is that the breadwinner sometimes will get awarded 2/3 of all marital assets and property, and I know
in
Colorado's
Mississippi?
a little different.
Okay.
Yeah, at least that's what I read. I don't, I'm not an expert in law.
Hey, Bonnie, if she did move here and filed, could the husband say, well, we've lived most of the time here, this is where we're going to have it? Could they have a conflict
No. Now, I assume, are there children?
3 children. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the court here they could do the divorce, they could do property issues, but the children in order to do issues with the children would have to be here 6 months.
Well, it seems to me, though, that's unfair, Bonnie. If let's say people live 20 or 30 years in a certain state, and a wife or husband picks a spot specifically because it's better with property distribution for them, and they move there and file for divorce, it seems to me to be like picking your jurisdiction.
It is.
I guess it could be viewed that way, but that's what it is. You can file here if you've been.
But if you file, does it mean it stays here? I mean, if you've never been here except to file here, and you've been living somewhere else for 30 years, could the other spouse make that argument?
They could try, but if you file in Colorado first, if a case gets filed in Colorado first, it's likely to end up here. But remember, kids have to be here 6 months before the court has any jurisdiction over kid issues.
Okay, but otherwise you have to be here 91 days, you said?
Correct, 91 days or more.
But in the caller's circumstance, the kids are in Mississippi, right, for this whole time?
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's just not going to work. That's going to be the biggest thing.
Well, Gary, do you think then she was thinking about moving here to do it?
I don't think she was thinking that. I just thought maybe because they got married in Colorado that she could still file.
So did I. Gary, are your hands in the cookie jar here?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, she's just a friend of mine.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I hope that answers
Oh, wait, I wanted to ask Bonnie a real quick question.
Go ahead.
Hey, Bonnie, is there any states where it's 1 or 2 days? I mean, I know you don't know every state, but Colorado's 61. If you go to, like,
91,
Georgia, is it 1 day or what?
Like, do you have to have residency in almost any state?
I have no idea, but boy, if I was looking to do it quickly, I'd look at Nevada. That's where I'd look, and I don't know what the rule is, but that's where I'd look.
3 hours.
Yeah, we don't know, but basically,
they get married, so there must be some way.
So the rule is you have to have residency, basically.
In Colorado, yes.
All right. You have to have residency in order to file in Colorado. Well, I imagine most states have residency rules to file. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, again, is he emailing you videos of the mechanic or not? All right. I at the risk of
I haven't got a video for over 45 minutes.
Suze, I'd like to get Sam back on because I want to bring up one other wrinkle that sounded a little credible to me. It did sound credible to me. That the husband Hector brought up that I would like to ask him about without them arguing back and forth.
So this Texas thing, you can't as of Wednesday, you can't get an abortion
after 6 weeks.
Or a heartbeat, I think, which is generally 22 to 24 weeks. But anyhow, everybody's kind of yelling at the Supreme Court, oh, we knew this was going to happen because they didn't want to hear the case.
I think you meant 24 days or 20. Did you mean...
It's 6 weeks.
Okay, 6 weeks.
22, I don't know.
Okay.
It's 6 weeks, whatever it is. But the interesting part is, I just read this, the Supreme Court virtually has nothing to say about this. So I don't understand why, like, CNN's going, oh, Roe v. Wade is going to change. And the reason being is, generally, if you're overturning something based on being unconstitutional,
yes,
especially a state, you would name state officials. But in this particular law, the way they wrote it, it's only for Texas courts. And the reason is the mechanism that's in place to make sure this law is upheld has nothing to do with, like, police or the DA's office or anything, nothing to do with the state. What it does is it allows individuals to sue the doctor involved, the nurses involved. For that matter, they even say if the Uber driver happens to know for whatever reason what's going on and it's after 6 weeks, they could be sued, but there's no criminal penalty. So therefore, the court can't even hear it, is what the court's saying. They're saying we have no jurisdiction. This is not a federal matter because there is no state employees involved in this. These are individuals. So it's a very curious way Texas
There
did
are no
this.
state lawmakers, they're saying, involved. It's a law that gives standing to lawsuits if there's an abortion after 6 weeks. It doesn't then outlaw abortions after 6 weeks.
Not at all.
People can still get abortions.
That's right. People can still...
After 6 weeks. But after 6 weeks, it opens up the possibility of civil lawsuits.
That's right, coming from anybody that can prove any form of damages.
Okay.
And
What kind of damages are we talking about, Mark?
well, I don't know. How about if you were the father?
No, I mean, but I'm talking about, you're talking about like strangers.
No. Curious enough, I think it's capped. I think it's capped at 10,000.
At
10 grand. And their legal fees recovered if they win. Prevailing defendants are not entitled to legal fees. So it's capped at 10 grand. It's very interesting. So anybody that thinks, oh, the Supreme Court, they can't even hear it because of the way it was written.
It was written so people who get an abortion after 6 weeks are subject to civil lawsuits, basically.
That's it.
And if it was subject to civil penalties by the law, then they could address it.
Then they could decide.
Because then the law would be unconstitutional, technically.
So it's not fair to blame the Supreme Court, no matter how you look at this. This has nothing to do with them. All the justices basically kicked it down because they can't. They have no standing in this.
So, well, wait a minute, though. If the states passed a law that said you're allowed to sue a black man or a red man or a Hispanic man or a brown man for or people for certain things because I don't know. No, I'm saying that would be, I mean, really.
But you can't sue anybody for any reason.
Okay, I
know
what you're Ken.
Here's basically
I know what you're saying.
Here's what the New York Times article says, real quick. The Texas law was drafted to make it very difficult to challenge in court. Usually a lawsuit seeking to block a law because it's unconstitutional would name state officials as defendants. The Texas law bars state officials from enforcing it, and instead deputizes private individuals to sue anyone who performs or aids and abets.
So what's going to happen is there are going to be organizations formed to pay for lawsuits for people who want to go after people having abortions.
Oh, you know the attorneys are going to eat up whatever they can.
They're going to form. No, I mean nonprofits are going to form where people donate in order to get a war chest to sue people, to sue individuals. They're going to sue the abortion clinics. They're going to sue
the Uber driver is an example in this article.
They're going to sue the Uber driver. They're going to sue the girls going for an abortion. They're going to sue everyone involved in that abortion to discourage them. But the Supreme Court can't call it unconstitutional because it's not involving a civil or a criminal penalty.
That's right.
Wow.
Tricky bastards.
That is a tricky way of writing a law. I wonder if they fashion other laws that way now.
That is tricky bastard.
That was slick.
It was slick, man.
The other thing is you're going to have to prove damages. Let's say that...
But it's funny, I'm looking up at CNN, everything's the Supreme Court.
They're not doing it to do that. They're not doing it for fucking damages.
No, but the point is, if Mark sees somebody walking into an abortion clinic, and he decides, I'm going to sue them, what standing does he have?
He doesn't have standing.
It wouldn't matter.
That's not the point.
It wouldn't matter.
So you can just do it because you see somebody...
Because you know it.
You don't have to prove damages right away. You just fucking bring a lawsuit. These people will have to defend. Do you have how many people? Okay, a young girl going for an abortion. How's she going to defend herself against anyone?
You're right.
It's wicked.
No.
And I imagine they can get an injunction.
Really what it did is it made all the people that own clinics or have anything to do with it, it's making them think we're going to get sued all the time.
Can they get injunctive relief?
Just go ahead.
Only from the Texas courts. And it hasn't been. That'll be the first thing that's challenged. For all we know, the Texas court will rule.
What about the...
Hey, if you want to sell your house...
You do not have to list it. Of course, most people will. You're going to end up listing it and selling it in a few hours, but it takes months to get the check. You have to still go through commissions and inspections and loan approvals, but there is another way of doing it. It's called home vestors. Home vestors doesn't ever pretend to take the place of real estate people All they want to be is an alternative. And here's what it should be, an alternative. And you never know. They may give you exactly what you want for your house, and you can walk away from it. Maybe you don't want to fix it up. Maybe you don't want to go through inspections or loan approvals or anything. Or you don't want to mess with customers and showings. You just want to check. Well, Homevestors will make you an offer. Give them a call. You have nothing to lose. And there's no obligation to take the offer, of course. 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER. Century RV. Do you know that Century RV, this little, I say little, it's not really little. It's got 3 acres up north at exit 240 and I-25, but it appears to be small from the front. That RV place attracts people from all over the country, and they're the top seller in most of their brands because they are so aggressive when it comes to how they price the fifth wheels and the travel trailers and their motorhomes. You got to go see them. CenturyRV.com. It's at the 240 exit and I-25. CenturyRV.com. 303-453-1111.
The Tree Farm's 50-cent tree sale is going on now. This is our biggest sale of the year with thousands of carry-out-sized trees that are easy to handle and easy to plant. While supplies last, buy the first tree at regular price and mix or match a second tree for only 50 cents. Thousands of shade trees, flowering trees, fruit trees, evergreen trees, ornamental trees, and more. Also, huge savings on shrubs and perennials. The 50-cent tree sale. Come see.
I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the tree farm.
Order up.
All right, everybody get closer. Act like you like each other.
Hear that? That's the sound of people all over Colorado living their healthiest lives. Eating, talking, exercising, laughing, smiling, taking family photos, cheering, and experiencing joy. Everyone deserves to feel good doing the things they love. And your teeth and gums are a big part of that. If you sometimes worry that your dental issues are affecting your health and holding you back from doing all the things you care about, it's time to get a free consultation with Colorado's Clear Choice. Dr. Jovic and Dr. Mackert and their teams will evaluate your teeth and determine what options will best serve you. Today's the day to get back out there. Visit clearchoice.com and do something good for your health.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD. It has really been working for my aches and pains. And Blue Sky CBD, the more that I am aware of how much it is helping, the more I like it. And I've told you about the balm I've used. I had a shoulder injury recently. I continue to use the balm on my shoulder, and it really helps me. I use tinctures in the morning for clarity, energy, and simple inflammation reduction. But now what I've really liked is the sleep gels. I've always had a problem sleeping, right? But I take one of those sleep gels about 30 minutes before bed, and honestly, it has really helped me relax and sleep. Also, let me talk about the Pro Gels, which are designed for athletes to use pre and post workout. It really creates great energy boost. You get 30% off your first order with using promo code KHOW, K-H-O-W. And there are things in there that I really believe you will like and will help you. 30% off your first order by using promo code KHOW. It is Blue Sky CBD at bluesky-cbd.com.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit.
They all found each other. It's a fucking, you gotta look at the
Yeah, there's a Netflix documentary on it.
Oh my God, it's the most.
How many kids? What are we talking?
Hundreds.
Oh my God. What happened to this guy? Is he in prison?
No,
He's dead.
They never caught up with him. Never.
Did they find out through like genealogy?
Yeah.
Yep. You gotta read the story. And then they all started talking about how they met him and how he promised them babies,
And they were all his.
All of them, yeah.
Holy shit.
When I was in medical,
This guy had to be shooting in the sheets every
no,
night.
No, they sold babies too. They sold them.
Oh my
when I was in
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. We're almost out of time. So, anyway, we are going to, believe it or not, we will get a chance to talk and see if we ever get that video, by the way. But to recap, whenever you have an auto repair done, always put on the work order exactly what is promised by it. And if they won't do it, that means you don't have an understanding. So no matter what, you accomplish something. If you say this will fix the problem, and they say, no, it won't, we can't say that, then you know you don't have an understanding. Then you can decide not to spend the money. But if they're sure that this will fix the problem, then okay, you can decide to spend the money. Then it's a simple breach of contract.
I wonder if the owner of the shop would just put a used engine in there or whatever and just charge them the difference or something.
I don't know. I mean, here's the deal. So when it comes to anything like that, you got to put things in writing. Now, that doesn't mean you automatically, by the way, are going to automatically get it. They could still disagree or not have the money to follow through, but at least you have an issue. You have a breach of contract issue or, something like that, breach of warranty. But you can't do it if you have nothing but, he assured me, or he said. How many times have we heard on the show, he said, she said? How many times? And they all have diametrically opposed stories. In some cases, in most cases, people tell us, well, we have proof. Yet they can't produce the proof. They say they have proof, but can't produce it. Okay, something else that comes up a lot. Denise talked about mold. If you move into a place and there is mold, and you want to make a connection between injury and mold, first and foremost, it almost can never happen to a degree necessary to go to court and fight with expert witnesses and make it pay. It's almost never going to pay. So, if you think you're going after the landlord for mold, or a builder for mold, or someone for mold, think twice. I don't know of any attorneys that take those cases, except in extreme circumstances where maybe a baby is involved. Now, by the way, we're out of time. Save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino at Real